Good evening, dear students. Today we are going to revise our mathematics from chapter 1 to chapter number 13. Up to this much thing we are going to revise today. So very first we will quickly write all the formula related to this chapter. Then we will take some of the question. We will summarize first the formula. Then how these formulas are applied means relevant steps that we will also discuss for all these chapters. So let us start with the first chapter. We will cover the chapter number system, second chapter polynomials, third chapter coordinate geometry, fourth chapter linear equation in two variable, then sixth chapter line and angles, the seventh chapter triangles, fourth chapter quadrilateral, then 10th chapter circle, then 11th construction, 12th Herons formula, and 13th is our surface area and volume. So let us start with our first chapter, number system. So in this number system, we have to learn about the type of number. So the very first concept that we need to understand, what are the various types of numbers that we have to write. And at your level that you have to learn is the real number. So whether you write number system or the real number mean the same thing. At your level, you have to learn about the real number only. But you will learn in higher standard, it could be the real or it could be non-real also. So we have to learn about the real number. But there is another kind which is not real, that is called as non-real number. But this non-real number is also called as complex number or imaginary number. If you are taking under root of -4, can you calculate the value of under root of -4?
-2 square.
-2 square. Okay, is this correct? -2 square. If you are doing this, what is -2 into -2? Minus
No,
plus,
getting 4.
plus 4. So under root of +4 can be -2 or even the 2 square. That is also possible. Means if you are even taking the +2 square, that also means 2 into 2. This is equals to plus of 4. Get it? So it means under root of 4 can be -2 or +2. Both. Get it? It is possible. So a student, for that, the common rule is that or plus or minus of 2 square is always 4. Or simply under root of 4 can be taken as +2 or -2. It simply means that. But under root of -4 cannot be taken out. This is not equals to -2 because -2 square is also +4. So such a number are called as such a number whose root cannot be taken out and which cannot be written in the real form. They are called as imaginary number. You will learn in higher standard, minus of 4 is written as 2 under root of -1 and it is written as 2i. So under root of -4, these things are beyond your scope and these things are not asked in your level. Okay, so we are not going to discuss this kind of non-real or imaginary number, but in a real number we are going to learn. So in this real number, it can be rational or irrational, very good, or it can be irrational. Rational number are all those number which can be written in the fraction form P by Q,
where
with
Q is not equal to 0.
Equals to 0. This is the definition. But irrational number that cannot be expressed or cannot be written in the fraction form with Q not equals to 0. But this rational number can also be your decimal. But this decimal should be either terminating, or if non-terminating, then it should be reoccurring. So decimal of two kind, either terminating
or recurring.
Or recurring. So these two kind of numbers are falling in this rational number. But irrational, if you want to write the irrational number in decimal form, then it will be non-recurring,
non-terminating,
or non-terminating, non-recurring is used. Okay, it is like this. So this way we can quickly identify rational number and irrational number. So very first thing that we need to know is this one. What is rational? What is irrational? A student, regarding this rational number, we must keep in mind which kind of number could be the rational number. Any number which is in P by Q form and Q is not equal to 0. Means it can be written in the fractional form. Example, if even we are taking 4, what is this 4? 4 means below this 4 in denominator there is 1. So in this case, P is like 4 and Q is like our 1. Similarly, if we are taking this 0, it simply means 0 by 1. So this 4, 0, all these are the rational. Even if we are taking 2.5, what is this? It means it is 2.5. So point can be removed by placing the 10 below it. And this can be cancelled, whatever the common factor. So it becomes 5, it is 2. So this is 5 by 2. So these integers, this decimal number, all these are rational number. Okay, a student, if it is asked like what is 9, whether it is a rational or irrational, here this can be taken as 3 into 3. So rational. 3 can be taken out. So it become like 3. So this under root 9, which is a perfect square, is also your rational number. So this rational number first we shall identify. So rational number could be decimal, it could be perfect square, or it could be the integer, or it could be the fraction itself, because this 3 is again 3 by 1. Get it? That's why the definition is always written as P by Q form. Now if we want to write the irrational number, how to identify the irrational number? By definition, it cannot be expressed in P by Q form. But how is that? What do we mean by that? Students, we have learned that, say if we have the 3.0400040004 going on, what does it mean? 0 is continuously increasing. This cannot be written in any of the fractional form. But if we have the number like 3.04040404, what is this? It is 3.04 bar. This can be converted into P by Q. So how to convert? That is another kind of question which is asked. So this conversion we have learned, and I will just explain with one of the examples. So student, the very first thing is irrational number are such kind of non-terminating,
Recurring.
non-recurring. It is this way. Other thing, even if you are taking under root of 6, can this root be removed? So these are imperfect root. These are imperfect root. Therefore, these are irrational number. But many a time a student are thinking that I can write this root 6 as under root 6 by 1. This is like P and this is like Q. Can we write this? A student, in our definition that for rational number can be written is P by Q form. Here both P and Q should be integer. Getting now? But under root 6 is not an integer. So here in P by Q form, both P and Q should be what? Integer. But here therefore this root 6 is equals to root 6 by 1 is not identical to P by Q form. Okay, student? So these things we have to understand. So that's why imperfect root are falling in the category of irrational number in addition to non-terminative. Student, the other one is there are certain constant like this pi, like the omega, all those. Even all the other imperfect root like root 3, root 2, all those are. Even root 2, root 3, if the root cannot be removed, then all of them are irrational. So these are also irrational. But for simplicity of calculation, pi is taken as 22 by 7. But do not think pi exact value is 22 by 7. So this is your approximate value is in P by Q form. But exactly it cannot be written in P by Q form. Get it? Therefore, this pi is irrational. Now, a student, this way you have to identify whether the given number is rational or irrational. This is asked in examination. Okay, students? So you should be careful in determining whether the number is rational or irrational. Other thing regarding the irrational number is that if we have any rational number, this is added or subtracted with any irrational number, or if we have any rational number multiplied or divided by any irrational number, then these are always which kind of number? Irrational number. These things we have to keep in mind. Example, a student, if we have the 2 plus root of 6, which kind of number this entire number is? The entire number is asked, it is irrational number.
Irrational number.
Good. So this way the entire number is irrational. That you have to keep in mind. Though one part is rational, another part is irrational. But the whole number or the entire number considered together, then it is considered as irrational. Okay, students. So this way you have to take care of rational and irrational. So identification of rational and irrational are asked. Another one is the conversion of this decimal into the rational form. So write that one quickly. Next one is conversion of decimal into fraction or fractional or P by Q form. This is very important. It is always asked. Example, you need to convert. I will just take few example. Say 1.75 into P by Q form. What is the value? Okay, student, that we have learned that this 1.75, it simply means 1.75 below this in denominator there is 1. I can multiply both numerator and denominator by suitable number like 10 or 100 so that this decimal will move to this new position. How many positions are there that have to be moved? 1 position and the second 2 positions. So after 2 positions we want to keep this decimal here. Okay? Therefore what we need to do is 1.75 you multiply it by 20. Before that put 1, means it by 100. Denominator also by 100. So we can directly write this 175 divided by 100. Okay. Now we can cancel it. Therefore the simplest method that we are using is what? 1.75. See, this is terminating. For converting this, how many decimal place we are wanting to move this? 1 and 2. One is 7, another is 5. So 175 you write this as it is, and below after 1, how much decimal places right you have moved? 2 places. So put 20 in denominator. So no need to write the multiplication. Directly you can write this way. Even we are doing the same thing, but this intermediate step of multiplying numerator and denominator by 100, that can be left. So directly it can be written like this. So both have the same thing. We can cancel. First we can cancel by the simplest one, 5. So it is 20 and 5 3s are 15. Then 5 5s are 25. Then still the 5 is common. So 5 4s are 20 and 5 7. So this is what? 7 by 4. This way, this terminating decimal gets converted into their fractional form. It is one kind of question. The second one is, it may be asked, convert this, say 1.73737373 going on into fraction. This into P by Q form, what is there? Getting a student? Or sometimes this is also written as 1.73 bar. A student? It may be possible that 1.47373, it may be like this kind of also. So concept remains the same. So better I am going to take this one, 1.473, so that all the concept will get covered. Correct? This is identical to 1.473. The bar is over 7 and 3 only. So let us take this number 1.473. The bar is over 7 and 3 because this set 7 and 3 is repeated. So how to get that? So first you consider the given number in the form of the string. It is there. 7 3 go. Now you have to move this decimal first to that position which is just before the repetition. What is repetition set here? 7 3 7 3. These are repeated. So first you need to move this to a number just after the repeated set. May just to the place keeping one of the repeated set before it and other repeated set will be after that. So how we can move these three places? 1, 2, 3 places. So I need to put 3 0 before this x. Means multiply both sides by the 1000. So it become how much? So right hand side, the decimal will move 3 places right hand side. 0.73, 73, 73, so on. After this, what we need to do? We need to subtract 1 and 2. But what I prefer, a student, after this, here we had converted this x into 1000x. You do one thing more here before just going for subtraction. That will make you convenient to understand and easily calculation. What to do? So first time we had moved the decimal 3 places rightward so that one set before the repetition of digit will be there. Another time what we will do, I will move it to the place, if it is there, just before the repeated set. So for that I need to move only one place. For that I need to multiply it by 10. So 10x is equals to how much? It will be 1, 4, just one place, and 7, 3 is still on the right hand side. 7, 3, 7, 3, so. Afterward, we need to subtract the 3 from 2. So 2 minus 3. This is the equation. You can just draw the line. You can put the negative symbol here and negative symbol here. Which one we are considering, students? We are going to consider these two, this and this. So 1000 minus 10. How much it become? 990 of x. Now, decimal is always placed at decimal place. And after decimal, you are getting this 73, 73, 73. All the things are repeated. So they will get cancelled. And after decimal, what will left will be 0 only. But on left hand side, this 3 minus 4 we need to do. So it becomes 13 minus 4.
1, 4,
So
5,
we
9.
have to keep it 9. And carry 1 is taken. So 7 becomes 6 minus 1 become 5. And 4 as it is we need to take. And this
4,
1
7.
also we need to take. Okay, student? So therefore, this x is nothing but 1459 divided by how much?
990.
That's all. That is just. So it's so simple kind of thing. If there is anything common, then you have to cancel it. Here we are getting nothing is common, not divisible by 2 or 3. So some simple number it is not divisible. So you can leave it. This is the required answer. This way, what is this x basically? X was this one. So therefore, in place of x, we can write 1.473 bar is 1459 divided by 990. Okay, student? Many a time our students are committing mistake that they are forgetting this bar and they are just writing like this 73 bar. They are thinking just 1473 divided by 3 places like 1000. If you are writing like this, it is your wrong. Getting? So this you have to take care. Bar have their own significance. Here the bar indicate the repeated digit. As a result, we are getting the numerator have also changed. 1473 is not there. It is 1459. And denominator is also not 1000. It is 990. Okay, student? So be careful. This is the method of convert. This way rational into irrational and irrational. Sorry. This decimal into fraction and fraction into decimal. How to convert fraction into decimal? Just by simple division. That's all. So this way, rational and irrational number you have to identify. The another thing is to identify number of rational and irrational number between two numbers. So rational and irrational number between two given numbers. A student, if we have one number as A, another real number as B, then between this A, B, we can determine, say, rational number, means one rational number can be determined by adding A plus B by 2. Okay, so the first. The second, how we can determine second rational number? By taking this A and this A plus B, means A plus B by 2. Whatever this calculation you have done, that you will substitute, then you will whole divided by 2. So this is the one way. Even the third can be taken with this B and this number. That is the one way. But the best way is, this was method 1. The method 2 that we have learned, equalize the denominator and increase the denominator by factor. Increase denominator and create gap in numerator. This method, please go through the previous lecture, you can get it. The third method, which is our divide or convert the number into decimal and write few numbers. That's all. So convert into decimal and write rational and irrational number. Rational and irrational number in decimal form. How is that? Let us see. A student, so question may be asked, you have to write two rational and two irrational number between, let us take the 5 by 6 and 2 by 3. These are the two numbers given and you have to write the two rational and two irrational. So what to do, student? First you will go for dividing this 5 by 6, write it into the decimal form. So 5 by 6, convert it and write it into decimal form. How to get 5 by 6? It is fraction, so it will be either recurring or terminating, that kind of decimal. So let us see. Not divisible, so take a point. It becomes 50. Then how much? 8 times 48, subtracting 2. One more 0 can be taken. Then 6 3s are 18. Then 2 more 0 can be taken. Still it becomes 3 times 18. 2. What we are getting? It is being repeated here. So this 3 will continue. So I can write this as 0.8333, or this can be written as 0.83 bar. Okay, it is this way. Another, go for dividing the other number, 2 by 3. Go for dividing this 2 by 3. Means 2 by 3 here. How many times we can take it or we can divide it?
0.666
Very good. So 0. So I can put a 0 here. Then 6 18, then again 2, 0 can be taken, 6, 18, again 2, 0 can be taken, 18. So what we are getting? We can write this 6 as much as we wish. So 0.6666 going on. Means it is like our 0.6 bar. Now we need to write the number between 5/6 and 2/3 will be same as numbers between, we shall take the first one as 0.83 bar and 0.6 bar. It is like this one. So what does it mean, a student? Or if you can openly, you can write this, or you can understand this in this decimal form itself. That is what it could be. So which one is the smaller? You first write that one first. That will make you understand. So write in the decimal form. 0.6666 going on, and the upper limit is 0.83333 going on. A student, here we are getting the number must be greater than this decimal but less than this decimal. So the rational number can be any decimal which is greater than this. So even if you are taking 0.67 with termination, so at this place, in place of 6, we have taken this 7 and it is terminating, so it's a rational number. So any few terminating decimal you have to take, but that one should be lesser than this upper limit. Even we can take directly 0.7, it is also acceptable. Even 0.8 can also be taken, 0.82 can also be taken, 0.84. Can I take this, a student? 0.84? No. A student, here we are getting,
No, sir.
after 8, it can have the 3 value, but more than 3 at this 10th place, that will be larger than this number, since it is greater than 0.83 bar. So this is not possible. Okay, student. So just taking care of this, we can quickly identify the required number. So all of these are rational. This method is very helpful. And if you need the irrational number, for irrational number, what we need to do, a student? We have to write few number which is non-terminating. Just convert any of these into non-terminating. Like one may take 0.6707, 07, 007, 0007, so on. Other one may take 1.6 or 1.7, even we can also take 71, 711, 7111, even this 7111. So 3, here 4, 7, go on. So this is the way of taking. Students, even both of them can be varies. The other one 0.71, 7711, 777111, 77771111. Go on. So all of these are what? Non-terminating. So all of these are irrational number, and all here we have written they are rational. So decimal method is more efficient and time saving, but finally you have to understand whatever the fraction given, convert it into the decimal, write the range.
Sir.
This help us in determining which decimal we shall take. Okay, student? So this is the way of taking the rational. Yes, tell me quickly.
Sir, in that irrational number, we cannot take 0.7, no, sir, because 0.6 is last limit.
No, student, here our last limit is 0.83. That's why we have rejected 0.84. But 7.1 is okay. It is lesser than 8, no? Not getting? 0.8
What, sir?
that we have obtained from this 5 by 6. Observe it. That's why the conversion we have done here, and we have written this in the increasing order so that we can understand in which limit I shall choose the number. The same limit here we have written in the decimal and in increasing order. Okay, student? Yeah, Malino,
Okay,
are you getting?
yes, sir.
Yes? Or is still doubt?
No, sir. Got, sir.
So upper limit is our 0.8333 like that. So any number less than that. So these are the methods of understanding rational and irrational number. Now, student, there was other concept, representation of this rational on number line. So representation on number line. Student, I'm not exactly going to draw, but you must keep in mind, if you are given with the root 2, it means you will take the number like 0, 1, 2, 1, 2 like this. So this is based on the Pythagoras theorem that this can be written as 1 square plus 1 square means a right triangle with base 1 and hypotenuse 1, then the perpendicular one, then hypotenuse is also obtained by adding their square, become root 2. So that we are doing, we are drawing the one here and we are joining it. So this is our 1 unit. This is also 1 unit because it is up to this much. Then take the arc, and this point is our under root 2. It was one method. Even root 3 can also be written. First by taking root 2. So if you want the root 3, then wherever root 2 you have taken, this much is our root 2. Then again take one here. Only 1 unit you always need to take. Then you need to join. Means here we have taken this. At this root 2 we have taken. Then we have to join. And then we need to take the. So this point will be representation of root 3. This way spiral and all the numbers can be. Yeah.
Sir, can we do this method by
surely
90-degree straight line?
Surely. So that is the best method what I want to suggest. If we are given with any number n that we want to represent on number line, then what you need to do? You need to take the first step, you need to take a length n. Okay, this is the first step. Then add means n centimeter. First you take n centimeter. Okay, then you need to add 1 ahead of this. Means after this increase it to 1 more centimeter. This is your 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter from where? Here to here. Getting now? It is this unit. Then take n plus 1. Then you have to draw the perpendicular bisector. How? A student, draw a semicircle here. Draw the semicircle by using your protractor. Then draw perpendicular at this point. Get it? This is the perpendicular at this point where it was n. You may consider this length as AB. Then while extended it have gone to this C. But even this line can be extended, but this 1 unit we had taken. Now let us consider this as D. Then BD length will give us under root of n. So for getting that, you need to take B as center and BD as radius, and you need to take the projection of this on this horizontal line. So this point will be your under root of n only when B is taken as 0. Get it? So this is the method. So even root 2 can also be drawn by this method. So take this length as 2, increase it by 1, then draw a semicircle. How to draw the semicircle? I hope all the students are getting. First you need to draw the perpendicular bisector on both the sides by taking more than half a radius, then joining this. So this becomes the center. Then this much length Means first you need to determine the center. Okay, that center is obtained by this method. I have left this because in construction we have done this. So ultimately, whatever this perpendicular we have drawn and this circle that we have drawn, their intersection give us the length under root n, and then we are taking BD as the radius and taking their projection here. That will give us the under root of n. This is the method. Okay. Then means the first step is this, then n plus 1, then get radius r is equals to n plus 1 by 2, perpendicular radius, then perpendicular at C, and get BD is equals to under root n on line, on horizontal line. This is the method we have already done. Please go through those videos. It is already uploaded on our channel. Okay, it is this. The last concept related to this real number ask is various relations of their exponents. Okay, magnification, that is also very easy on the number line. You people are already knowing. Now the laws of exponents and simplification. Exponents and simplification. For the exponents and simplification, the various rules are like this. If we have a to the power m, a to the power n, then it is given by a to the power m plus n. Good. The next one is a to the power m divided by a to the power n, a to the power m minus n. Good. The next one is if we have a to the power m and b to the power m, what we can write this? It is like a into b whole to the power m. Okay, student. If we have the third one or the fourth one, we can write if we have a by b whole to the power m, means what? This is standing for this m power is for both numerator as well as for the denominator. So written as a to the power m divided by b to the power m. Students, then few more thing, that if any number with the power 0, this value is always 1. Example, even we have the 8 to the power 0, the value is 1. Okay, student. The sixth one is our, if we have some negative power, a to the power minus n, it means it is like our 1 by a.
1 by a.
Get it? So these are the few important law of exponent that we are using. Get it? This n could be the fraction or could be the integer itself. So this is all about the exponent, and based on this we have already done. Another thing that we have learned was that if we have rational and irrational, then rational and irrational parts should be equated separately. So equating rational and irrational, equating separately. Means if we have a number like 7 under root of 5 minus of say 3 is equals to a minus b root 5, or we may take this as 2a and 3b root 5. Then a student, keep in mind, many a time our students are committing mistake. They are thinking that first should be equated with the first. No, this is wrong. A student, the concept is that rational and irrational, they should be understood carefully on both the side. So what are the irrational part on the left hand side? 7 root 5. And irrational part on right hand side, minus of 3b root 5. So wherever they are containing the same root. So this tells us these things. First is 7 root 5 should be equated with the minus sign, student. Here on the right hand side, we have the minus of 3b root of 5. Okay. And the other one is rational can be equated with the rational. So rational is minus of 3 is equals to 2a. From here we need to find a and b. So from the first, what we can get? 7 root 5. Bring this in the denominator by 3 into root 5. You may keep this minus on the left hand side or keeping this minus on the right hand side. I have taken this minus on the left hand side. Root 5 can be cancelled here. So this simply means the b is equals to minus of 7 by 3. Okay, it is this one. A student, based on this, MCQs are framed very frequently. Getting know, just two number will be given. What is value of a and b? So it is nothing but it is just equating rational and irrational. Here from this we are able to get a is equals to minus of 3 by 2. Get it? So wherever single equation with one rational part and another irrational part is there, at that time from the single equation we are able to get two equations. That's why two variable a and b can be determined. So this was all about our rational number or real number or irrational number or number system. So this way this chapter we have revised briefly considering each and every topic. Now let us go for the polynomial. So students, regarding polynomial, very first concept is what is definition of polynomial. So definition of polynomial itself is very important. So student, we have learned that polynomial is what? Any expression in which their variables shall have whole number power and their coefficients, means the multiplying factor to this variable, can be any real number. They are called as the polynomial. So any relation, say a x to the power n, that we may take, or a0 x to the power n we may take, plus a1 x to the power n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power n minus 2. Here we are getting the power of x is decreasing, and last one is our an. This is the general form of a polynomial, and this polynomial is denoted by keeping this p and the variable x with it. Okay, the condition is that n should always be a positive integer or at least non-negative integer. So this could be whole number or non-negative integer. It is this one. Okay, and these a0, a1, all these are means up to an. This should be real. Whether it can be rational or irrational, that doesn't matter, but it should be real. If this coefficient is not real, then that will not be the polynomial. Now this n is called as the degree of polynomial. So based on this degree, if this n is equals to 0, then that kind of polynomial is called as real polynomial. If it is 1, linear polynomial. If it is 2, quadratic polynomial, all these things. So n could be anything because n is a whole number or non-negative number. So accordingly, according to their degree, different names are given. So what are the various types of polynomial that we have to understand? Okay, student. So there are types. So types is based on the two factor. So these types can be understood in the two term. One is based on their degree, the name is given, and next one is based on number of terms it can be given. A student, if we have this degree as n is equals to 0, means what can be written? It simply means the polynomial or anything that can be written, say the 7 x to the power 0. What does it mean? It is simply 7. Say minus of 8 x to the power 0. What does it mean? It is our 8. Means any real number, even if it is written as minus of 3 or 7.5. What is this? Whether it is a polynomial or not? Yes, this can be written as minus of 7.5 x to the power 0. Means these real numbers can be considered as a polynomial. So n is equals to 0, then the polynomial is called as a real polynomial. So any real number itself without the variable x, because x to the power 0 become 1, that we have learned just previously. So therefore it is called as the real polynomial. So for real polynomial, the degree is 0. So for real polynomial, what we need to keep in mind, its degree is 0. A student, the other one, the second one, if n is equals to 1, then it become like our ax or ax plus b. This is your linear polynomial. Example, if you are just writing 7x or 2x plus 5 or anything, or 2 by 3 minus of 5x, all of these are the linear polynomial. The third one, if n is equals to 2, then the form is ax square plus bx plus c. It is your good
Polynomial. Quadratic
polynomial. Similarly, if n is coming as the 3, only up to 3 you have to learn, then the expression like ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, it is called as cubic
polynomial.
Yes. So based on this degree we can identify. Another, based on term. If one term, then it is called as monomial. Example, if we are just writing 7 or 3x or even minus of 5x cube, all of these are monomial because it have only one term. Irrespective of degree, it is monomial. So complete name of this will be, it will be your linear monomial. Linear monomial. Because it is possible that it may contain the two terms, like if two terms, then it is called as binomial. Example, if we consider the 3x minus of 5. So one term is 3x, another is 5. So it is a linear binomial. Linear binomial. More detail you can refer from our previous lecture, where it could be the trinomial, tetranomial, means the third one is our trinomial, when the three terms, irrespective of degree, it may be your 3x square plus 5x plus 7. So 3 terms and it is quadratic, so it is quadratic trinomial. But if you are writing only, say the 7x square plus 2, it is quadratic binomial. So those things. So student, for Polynomial, very first one is identification, and then their name, these two things. The other example that we can take, identification, means whether the given expression is polynomial or not. If we are writing 7x square plus 3x to the power minus 1 plus 5, whether it is a polynomial or not, student?
No.
Why?
Because x has
Good.
minus 1 is negative.
Because x
This
has
is
minus
the
1 in it.
negative degree of x. Therefore, it is not a polynomial. Okay, student? Though the other have positive, but if anyone have the negative, then that will not be the polynomial. Second, it may be possible that 7 by x minus 2 plus 5x cube, can it be polynomial? No.
No, sir.
Again, why?
No,
Because
sir, because
something in
x has minus
denominator,
1.
and that we have learned. If there is 1 by x, it means x will have the negative power. In this case, even what will be there? 7x minus 2 whole to the power minus 1
raised
plus
to minus
5x
1.
cube. So because of this minus 1 power, this x will also have minus 1 power. Okay, that breaking you will learn in higher standard, but here you need to just understand it gives negative power of x. So it is not a polynomial.
Not a polynomial.
So this way you can identify whether the given number is polynomial or not. Let us take 5x cube plus under root of minus 4x plus 3. Whether it is a polynomial, student?
No, sir, because x has 1 by 2 in it.
Where x
Power.
have 1 by 2?
Sir, minus 4x. Root of minus 4x, sir.
Root of minus 4, this is not a real number. Not a real number. I have just explained in previous chapter. If the coefficient is real, then it can be. But if it is not a real
imaginary
number, yes, it is imaginary number. Student, the fourth one, if I am taking 5x cube plus, or let us take the minus under root 6 x plus 5, whether it is a polynomial or not?
No, sir.
Why? Student, under root 6 is a real number.
Sir, polynomial.
Irrational. Therefore, it is polynomial. Yes, a polynomial. Student, here under root 6, it is a real number. So don't worry about this. And minus is outside that. But if the minus comes inside, even whether before the root there is negative or positive, that doesn't matter. But inside the root, if there is some negative sign, then that will be not a real number. But a student, keep in mind, if we have the under root of minus 27, can this be taken out or not? Yes, a student, under root minus of 27 can be written as minus 3 into minus 3 into minus of 3.
3, which is equal to minus 2.
This can be written as 3 or even minus 3 outside. So that can be one of the minus of root 3 will remain inside if the root is of a square root. But if it is the cube root, then for the cube root we need to take the pair of the 3, means the group of 3 for taking it outside. Here we are getting all these minus 3 get clubbed, so it is minus 3. So if cube root of negative 1 is there, that is real. But a square root of any negative number, that is not real. So these are the few concepts that you need to keep in mind. Okay, so it is your real number. Now, student, there is one more small thing that you need to know. there is one thing called zero polynomial. Okay, student? Zero polynomial. What is this zero polynomial? Zero itself is called as zero polynomial. Getting a student? Why? Because the value is zero, that is one thing. But what is the degree of this? So degree.
Not defined.
Good. So degree, I can write this 0 as 0 into x to the power 1 also, or 0 into x square also, or 0 into x to the power 5 also. So I can take any value of x, means n, because after multiplying x to the power n with 0, the entire value is 0. So the degree is not fixed. It can take any value, it appear like that. So that is creating anomaly. What degree should be taken? Because if you are taking this one and saying the degree as 2, then that will violate our quadratic polynomial definition. Okay, so that's why we are always stating, say for the quadratic or linear, this a value should be not be 0. Getting? It is this. So such a polynomial whose value is 0 or which is just 0, then its degree is not defined. That we have to keep in mind. But for a real polynomial, what we have learned? That its degree is how much? Its degree is 0. And this polynomial can have any real value excluding 0, 2, 3, negative, positive, anything. So this is all about our definition of polynomial. Now related to this polynomial, various other things. So let us summarize it quickly. So student, for this polynomial, we shall keep few things in mind. One is called as the value of a polynomial and zero of a polynomial. So write, students, value of a polynomial, value of a polynomial, and next one is called as zero or zeros of a polynomial. A student, value of a polynomial, if any polynomial px is given by say 2x square minus of 3x plus 4, then its value for some given value of x, let us take x is equals to 1, then substituting this 1 in place of x, this is called as the value. So substitute it here. 2 into 1 square minus of 3 into 1 plus 4. It becomes like our 2 minus 3 plus
2
4.
minus 3 plus 4.
So substituting here.
Minus 1 plus 4.
Yes, so it becomes like 3.
Minus
So the value
3.
of this polynomial is what? 3. It is this. But for certain values of x, the value becomes 0. Then that value of x is called zeros. So this is what? Value of the variable x for which the value of polynomial px become 0. So for getting zeros, we are always taking or equating the polynomial to 0, and by factorization and other method we are calculating it zeros. Example, let us take any polynomial px as x square minus x minus of 12, and if we are taking x is equals to 3, or let us take this as 4. Let us first take for the 4 and calculate it. What is p of 4? So it is like a 4 square minus of 4 minus of 12. So it is like our 16 minus 4 minus of 12 is another 16. So here it is 0. Therefore, for x equals to 4, the value of polynomial is 0. So it is one of the zeros. Get it? So it is this one. So how to find these zeros that we have learned? Use factorization method to find these zero. Other zero can be if you are taking the x is equals to minus of 3, then still you will get the same result. Take this, p of minus of 3, put the negative value here. So minus of 3 square minus of 3 minus of 12. So it is like 9 minus minus plus of the 3, then minus of 12. So here we are getting that this is going to give us 12 minus 12. This value is our 0. So this x is equals to minus 3 is also a 0. Also a 0. So question is asked to check whether the polynomial, for a given polynomial, the given values of x are zeros or not. If substituting it, if you are getting it to be 0, then that will be 0. If not, then that will not be 0. That is the point. But based on this, the other kind of question is also framed. So what is that? Let us just take one. If x is equals to 2 is a 0 of say 7, or let us take the simple one, 2 x square minus of 3 kx plus of k, then find k. That k we want to calculate if it is given that x equals to 2 is a 0. So what does it mean? It is given that x equals to minus 2 is a 0 of this polynomial. Means p of 2 shall be equated to 0. What is this polynomial? This one is as px. So in place of x, if we are putting this 2, then that can be equated to 0. It simply means that. So go for substituting. Twice of x square minus of thrice of k. So in place of x, what we have to do, student? We have to substitute what is given for
multiply with
2. Minus of thrice k. K we want to calculate. So k you have to carry as it is. And in place of x, you need to substitute the 2. So 2 plus of k is equals to 0. Now the entire equation get converted in the term of k. So it becomes 2 to the 4 to the 8 minus of 3 to the 6 k plus of k is equals to 0. For this you people are already knowing. Club all the k and keep it on one side. So it becomes 8 minus of,
sir, 6k.
Yeah, it is 6k. So 6k minus of 6k plus of k, it become minus of 5k is equal to 0. So what is the value of k? That k you have to keep on the same side. Let me solve it. Minus of 5k, other side it become minus of 8. This minus minus getting cancelled. So k is calculated by dividing this 5 in the denominator of the, this is, yes. So this way the k can be determined. So this is quite common. This question is quite common. So you need to apply this. Okay, student. So this is the way of understanding zeros of polynomial and value of polynomial. Now, student, the other one is finding the zeros. So how to find these zeros? So finding zeros by, what is the method? Factorization. So the factorization method that we have to quickly revise. So if we are given with any polynomial, say ax square plus bx plus c, then you have to convert it in the term of the product means you can take something outside, maybe the common factor k, a real number, x minus 1 as the one number, alpha, and another as x minus beta. Okay, it is this one. So this way we have to factorize. So here, which kind of factorization, how we can factorize? Means first you need to multiply a with c. After this, you have to take the two factor. Let the factor be alpha and beta, such that alpha plus beta should be equals to how much? B. This is the condition. So alpha plus beta should be B, and alpha beta should be which one? A into C. This is the two conditions that need to be satisfied. Then we can factorize it quickly. Let us take one example. So student, you have to factorize, say, the x square minus of x minus of 12. Let us take this one. What is ABC here? The A, coefficient of x square, it is 1. B, coefficient of x minus 1. C is our minus of 12. So what we need to do? AC means 1 into minus 12. The product is minus 12. Now you write all the factors. You can take minus 1 and 12, or 1 and minus 12. But this time if you are adding 1 or minus 1 with the 12, what you can get? If you are taking this, if you are adding this minus 1 plus 12, you will get 11. So this 11 is not matching with this B. So this kind of pair you need to resolve. Even if you are taking this one, here it is 1 minus 12 minus 11. But minus 11 is not there, we need minus 1. So go for choosing the other factor. Let us take one factor as minus 3 and another as 4. Because minus 3 and minus 4 can give us minus 12. Student, so this way, this factor is discarded. Now we have taken the other factor. For this, we may take minus 3 and 4. Or we may also take as the 3 and minus 4. Together we are going to take it. Whether this or this. If we are adding this, minus 3 plus 4, how much is the value? Plus 1. But what is our B, student? Here our B
is minus
minus 1.
But here it is plus 1. So therefore it is wrong. So the sign is equally important. Here if we are going to do this, 4 minus of 3, it is minus 1. Yes, this is equals to B. So what we shall take? We shall take 3
and minus
4 in place of minus 1. Therefore, minus 1 shall be replaced by 3 minus 4. In place of B, I can do this replacement. So this is the method I had already explained, but today I have also revised. So what is the suitable one? You just keep that one and leave the other. Okay. So therefore, how to factorize? Let me do this factorization here. Sorry. So students, here we have observed that our required factor is which one? 3 way and minus 4. So 3 and minus 4, or minus 4 and 3. If you are writing the order reversing, that doesn't change. But if sign is changed, that will, the factor will change. So here we are observing that this minus 1 is equals to this 3 plus of minus 4. It is like this. Or directly we may write this as 3 minus 4. Therefore, we are choosing the factorization like this. Minus of x minus of 12 as x square. This minus of x can be taken how, student? It simply means
3
x
minus 4.
Minus 4 plus 3x.
good. So that can be taken as plus of 3x minus of 4x, or minus of 4x first plus of 3x, both mean the same. So along with the x we need to write. So this number 3 associated, but this 3 we are taking as the plus, so keep this plus of 3x, but this 4 is negative, so minus of 4x. You can observe or verify that if you are just adding these two, you must get this middle one along with this sign, minus of 2. Okay, that is the way. So take the x out, x plus 3 from the first bracket, take minus 4 from the second bracket, x will be there, negative will be out of this bracket for the second. So in the second, here we are taking the common factor from these two. Okay, student, minus 4 is taken out. So what is left from this? Only x. So x we have written. Minus is taken out, so we have to put the plus. What will be
X
here?
plus.
So here this 12 can be written as 4 into 3. So this 4 we have taken out of the bracket. So what will left here is the 3 one. Okay, student. So this way you should be careful. So this way we are observing that this entire bracket is common. So this x plus 3 can be taken out. Whatever left from the first one is x, and from the second one is our 4. So this is x plus 3 and x minus 4. This is the way of factorization. So factorization is asked. Please go through those things. Okay, it is one way. So one way, this is called as first into third rule. It is this. There is another helpful thing for factorization. What they are? So using identity. So factorization using identity means the identity can be used for factorizing. So what are the identity that we are using? So we have to list down all the identity. Means if we have the a plus b square, that can be expanded as a square plus 2a.
B square plus 2ab.
Good. Or even you are writing this a square and b square first plus 2ab, that doesn't matter. Okay. In place of plus sign, if there is negative sign, then only this 2ab term get negative, because minus b square remain as b square. So it is like this one. So reverse way that we can use, if we have anything in the form of a square plus or say minus 2ab plus of b square, that can be written as a plus b whole square. And this whole square means it is the product of the two brackets of the same kind. Getting like 2a square means 2 into 2. It is like this. So here, where it is used, if you are given with say 4x square minus of 12x plus of 9, and you have to factorize this, then try to adjust it in the form of whole square. Though by first into third method we can do it, we can get the result, but here we can apply the identity. So what the identity means this first one can be written as, what can be written for this first one, student?
X whole square.
Good. It is like 2x whole square. This 2x whole square is like our a b to the power m, a to the power m, b to the power n. That identity is applied here in this step. Okay, means 2a square means 4x square. While we are writing, students, it simply means it is like our 2a square into x square. This pen have stopped writing. So student, if it is like our 4x square, it simply means it is our 2a square into this x square. So this power 2 is common, so 2x can be taken in the single bracket. There is square. Correct? So this way we shall understand, convert the first term into one term whole square. The second 12. So whatever the sign that you must keep it. So distribute this 12. How? I can distribute it as minus, keep the minus as it is, 2 into 2x, and whatever the remaining number, you keep it. 2 2s are 4, and from this 3, what is still left from this 12? It is the 3. So that I can write here. Okay? If you multiply this, 2 into 2 into 3, 2 2s are 4, 3s are 12. It's okay. And the last 9 can be written as 3a square. Here we are observing that this is following which formula? So here 2x is acting like one term. So 2x whole square, a square, twice of a, and the remaining one is b, and this 3a square means it is like our b square. So this can be written as twice of x, but the sign here is negative, so this sign becomes negative 3 square. It is this. In factor form, you can write this in the twice. So 2x minus 3. Okay. So this way identity is used. So what are the various identities that I am going to write it quickly? If we have the a plus b whole cube, then it is given by a cube plus of b cube plus of thrice of ab, a plus b in this bracket form. Or the same can further be simplified, a cube. So here we are going to simplify the bracket only. So this can be written as a cube plus b cube. These two are carried as it is. Then this 3ab multiplied with this a. So plus of thrice of a square, a into a become a square, b, then plus of thrice of this 3ab have to be multiplied with this b. So this thrice of a, and now it is our b into b. So it becomes b square. Okay, student? So you can remember in any of the way, but properly you have to take care to avoid the confusion. So it is for the plus. For minus sign, wherever the cube of b or is there, or the single power of b, there you have to put the minus. So if there is negative sign, means a minus b whole cube, then a cube minus b cube. Here also 3ab, before that put this negative sign, and a minus b. But if you are opening this, it will get converted into a cube minus b cube as it is. Then it becomes a into a square. Okay, so it becomes minus of 3a square b, but this remains plus. Getting, because minus into minus remain as plus. Okay, student? So this thing you have to keep in mind. So formula you can remember. So this remain plus, no sign change, because this minus will multiply to this minus to give this plus. Okay. So this is the identity. You can remember this identity in compact form. The another one is, if we have the a square minus b square, it can be factorized as a plus b into a minus b. Okay, student? Then the fourth one, if we have a cube minus b cube, then we can write as a minus b as one bracket. In other bracket, we have the a square, then plus of ab plus of b square. Okay, student? It is this one. Then the fifth one, if we have the a cube plus b cube, that can be written as a plus b, the bracket close, next bracket a square, in wherever there is plus in between ab, we have to take this as minus of ab plus of b square. Okay, student? It is this one. There is other way of getting this a square plus b square or a square minus b square by applying this part only. So this can also be obtained by sending this remaining on the left hand side. You can also get a cube plus b cube or a cube minus b cube. But that one is used for getting the value of a cube plus b cube or a cube minus b cube wherever the other terms are known. That we have also done earlier. So these are the important relation. In addition to this, we have to keep in our mind the other identity a plus b plus c whole square. Okay, student? What it become? A square plus b square plus c square plus of twice of ab plus twice of bc plus twice of CA. Sometimes this is also written by taking the 2 common. So it can be written as a square, b square, c square. 2 outside means 2 is common to all the 3 terms. So 2 can be taken out. This can be written as ab plus bc plus ca. Okay, students? So these are the identity. There is one more identity, that a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3ab. If it is like this, abc, then this can be written as product of sum of a plus b plus c in one bracket, and the other bracket contain a square plus b square plus c square plus of AB. Keep in mind, it is our plus of AB, not 2AB. Plus of BC, plus of CA. This is the other identity. So these are the identities that can be used for factorizing. So what is required? To set into the factor, we need to first convert the given relation or given polynomial in term of the formula which it follows. Like here we have converted by adjusting. Okay, student? So these are the identities related thing that we need to keep in mind. Our next topic is factor theorem. If Px is any polynomial, maybe quadratic, cubic, or any polynomial, let us call this as a quadratic polynomial. Say ax square plus bx plus c. Then if there is any other linear polynomial gx, so gx have the degree less than that of px, let it be mx plus n. Then this gx will be factor of px if the zeros of gx is also a zeros of px. If zeros of gx is also 0 of px. It is like this one. Note that gx is a factor of px means here all zeros of, though it is linear, then for linear it is okay. Even this gx can be the quadratic and px can be the cubic. Still this definition that the zeros of gx will also be zeros of px hold good. So all zeros of gx must be zeros of px, but all zeros of px need not be zeros of gx because gx is the factor, but all zeros of px need not be zeros of gx. This is a notable point. Many times this is asked in MCQs. So for the factor of gx, one important thing is all the zeros of gx is a factor of or the zero of this px. So how to get the factor theorem or to verify whether gx is a factor of px or not? For that, first take the zero of gx, substitute in px. If the value of px is coming at 0, then the zero of px will also be zero of px. As a result, the gx itself is factor of px. So it is one thing. The other way is that if we divide this px by gx, then the remainder is 0. That is the other thing. The second one is, so on dividing px by gx, the remainder rx is 0. Correct? Therefore, that is, if we are dividing this px by gx, then there will be only qx. It will be the quotient, and remainder rx will be 0. No remainder. Therefore, by division algorithm, any polynomial px can be written as product of other polynomial gx into the quotient qx plus rx. This was our division algorithm. Like we are knowing that the dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. It is exactly like the same. So therefore, for the factor, for gx to be factor, means when gx is factor of px, it means your remainder rx is 0. This can be substituted here in this. So substitute it here. The px will come simply as gx into qx, this way. So this is the relation. So if px is equals to gx into qx, it means the gx is a factor of px. It simply means that. So these are the two things that we are applying to verify whether the given polynomial gx is a factor of px or not. A student, so applying the first condition, we can verify whether gx is a polynomial of px or not. So how to verify or identify? So the steps involved in identifying that gx as factor of px or not. For that, you first equate this gx to 0 and find its zeros. That is, this will give you the zeros means the value of x of zx, then you have to put these zeros. This is the value of x. So you have to then put this x in, means this value of zeros basically in px, or put the zeros of this zx in px and find it. Then you have to just calculate it. If this comes as 0, this implies zx is a factor. If not equals to 0, means this px value is not coming as 0, then this gx will not be a factor. This was the condition. Example, we can take example. We want to check whether the 3x plus 2 is a factor of, or let me take the question separately. Let me write the question here. So you have to check whether this 2x plus 3 is a factor of, say, 2x square minus of 6x minus of 6 or not. That we want to check. Or let me take this as the 3 only. This we want to check. So what to do, student? Find it, the value of x here. So this is like our gx, this part is like our px. So when this gx is equated to 0, so when 2x plus 3 is equated to 0, this way we can get the value of x as minus of 3 by 2. And this value of x we have to substitute here. Therefore, what we are going to do? We are going to calculate p of minus of 3 by 2. Substitute it here. 2 minus of 3 by 2 square minus of 6 minus of 3 by 2 minus of 3. This calculation we need to do. So this become 2 minus minus plus into 9 by 4 minus of this minus and this minus inside bracket turn into plus. You can cancel this denominator 2 with the 6, it become 3. So 3 3s are 9, then minus of 3. So cancel this, it become 2. So it is 9 by 2 plus 9 minus of 3. Here we are getting, it is not coming at 0. So it is like 2. 9 plus 9 2s are 18 minus 3 2s are 6. You can cancel it, or you may simplify it. First 9 minus 3 as 6. So 6 into 2 as 12. You may simplify like that. So 12 plus 9 is our 21 by 2. Or just add it and subtract it. So here we are getting this is not equals to 0. Therefore, this 2x plus 3
Is not
is
a factor.
not a factor. So this way you have to determine without dividing. Okay. So this is very helpful or very important question that is asked every year or in each of the same question is asked in other way also. A student, say if 2x plus k is a factor of 3, or let me just take this as the 4x square minus of 5x plus k, then sorry, take this as find k, value of k. Take very simple one at your level. 2x plus of 4 is there. Okay, so it is given that 2x plus 4 is a factor of 4x square minus 5x plus k, then find the value of k. Such type of question we have already done. This is given as a factor. It means whatever the value of x that we can obtain from this, what will be the value of x that we can obtain from this? Equate this 2x plus 4 to 0. It means the value of x become minus 4 by 2. It become minus of 2. Now we have to substitute this minus 2 in this case. Means the other one we can get it. So therefore, this p of minus 2 should be 0. Therefore, what is this px? This is our px. Okay, the bigger or higher degree expression is always our px. So students,
4 into minus 2 square.
yes, 4 minus 2 square minus 5 into minus 2 plus k is equals to 0. So you have to keep the k, you can calculate the k. So minus 2 square, 4 4s are 16, but this minus 5 and minus 2 minus plus 10
plus 10.
plus k is equals to 0. From here you can get 10 plus 16 is our 26. That will go on the opposite side. So it is
K
this.
is equal to minus 26.
Very good. So this way it is this one. So this was all about the factor theorem, how the factor theorem is used. Even if we are going for division of polynomial, we can get the remainder as 0. That is the other way that we have done in our regular class. Now another one is our remainder theorem. So what is this remainder theorem? Remainder theorem. This remainder theorem tells what, a student? A student, understanding the factor theorem, here in the first example we have observed that this p of minus 3 by 2 was not coming as 0. Okay, so in this case whatever this is calculated, this itself is the remainder for this px divided by this gx. Okay, so this is expressed in the term of remainder theorem only. But if the remainder comes as 0, then it is the factor. Like here we had applied remainder equals to 0, we have calculated the k. So what is this remainder theorem? Very simple. If gx, a linear polynomial is a polynomial can divide. So this gx is any linear polynomial. Okay, let us write like this. If gx is a linear polynomial, then remainder of what? Px when divided by gx, because remainder is always obtained by dividing a polynomial px by the smaller polynomial gx. So when divided by gx is obtained by how? P of a, or P of this zeros of gx. So calculate the zeros of gx and just substitute in this that value of x in px, you can get. So this value will give you the remainder. That is, if your gx is like say x minus a, then what will be your value of zeros of gx? So x minus a you have to equate to 0, x equals to a you can get. Then remainder rx is obtained by, so this Rx is when this Px is divided by the Gx, then the remainder that we are getting, that is our Rx. Okay, so this remainder is calculated by substituting the value of x equals to a in Px, so it become Pa. Ready? So in first case that here we have calculated, we have to check this one. Here we have obtained, it is not a factor, it is one thing, and this also gives the remainder, and the remainder on dividing Px by Gx is equals to how much, student? Whatever this value that we have calculated, 21 by 2.
21 by 2.
Rx.
Very good. So this way remainder can be calculated. That's why this factor theorem and remainder theorem are always learned together. So here we have checked whether 2x plus 3 is a factor of this 2x square minus 6x minus 3 or not, and also calculate the Gx. Sorry, and also calculate remainder. It was this one. So this was the way. So wherever we have the smaller polynomial, means lower degree polynomial, take that as the Gx, and higher degree polynomial, take that as the Px. So there we want to check whether the lower degree polynomial is a factor or not. Okay, so that one is obtained by just watching, means substituting the value of x obtained from the Gx into Px we can get. If that value is 0, means the Gx is a factor. If not 0, then whatever the value coming, that will give us the remainder. Okay, so not a factor as well as a remainder is obtained. So both are the same thing. So this was all about our chapter number 2. Now let us move to the chapter number 3. Other remaining chapters are very easy, just within 50 or 55 minutes we are finished this. So student, coordinate geometry. The name itself indicate it is a kind of geometry, but coordinate means related to point. So it is related to point. So how the point is represented? For that we are taking in Cartesian system or a coordinate system. Coordinate system. So what is this coordinate system? Everything we are going to write in the single page. A student, this coordinate system is our two mutually perpendicular line. Like one is taken as this horizontal, another taken as the vertical one. So these two lines are mutually perpendicular. Mutually perpendicular means the angle between them is 90 degrees. Then the point where they are intersecting, this point is called as what? Origin. Okay, student? So O is origin. Right hand side horizontal axis is taken as x-axis, which is positive, and it can be numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means a scale can be taken on our graph. On negative side means the left hand side of origin on horizontal axis means x dash, it is taken as negative. So a scale is always negative. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, so on. Similarly, for the y-axis, the distance along the y-axis in upward direction is taken as the positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we can write like this. Downward, this y-axis is taken as negative. -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay, all these. So this way we are observing that the two mutually perpendicular line is able to divide this entire plane into 4 rectangular areas. Okay, student, what these rectangular areas are? One rectangular area is our this one. Okay, What is the other one? The other one can be taken as like this one.
Second quadrant.
Yeah. So each of these are called as the quadrant. The next one can be taken like this one. The last one can be taken like this one. So all these, are we getting? So this way, the entire plane or the plane of paper is divided into the 4 rectangle part. That's why these two mutually perpendicular axes are called as rectangular axis. Okay, or this method of allocating a point is called as Cartesian coordinate. Here, the first one means starting from the upper right, it is called as, each of these 4 part is called as, or 4 rectangular area is called as quadrant. The very first one where x is positive as well as y is positive is the first quadrant. Means the x is measured along this and the y is measured along this. Here we are getting x is positive and y is also positive. So any number that we can take will always have its positive sign. Example, let me take a point somewhere here. And you are asked to find the coordinate of this. So how to get? From here you will start putting a perpendicular line on horizontal axis. Let me take a perpendicular line on horizontal axis. Here we are getting that it is going to cut at this 4. So what is the point on the x-axis where it is cutting or it is touching? It is the 4 unit. So this 4 unit will act as the x coordinate. And also draw the perpendicular from the same point on the y-axis. Here we are observing that on y-axis it is cutting at a distance of how much? 2 unit. Therefore, its y coordinate will be 2. Here we are observing both x and y are positive. So this way a point is allocated. So in first quadrant, the coordinate of point is, means the both x and y coordinate is positive.
4.
Yes, this is your x coordinate and this 2 is your y coordinate. This thing we have learned in our earlier class in much detail. Now coming to the second rectangular part, this is called as second quadrant. How to identify? In this case, the x coordinate will be negative. We are getting, for x you have to move along this, but y you have to move along this is positive. The next one in the left lower one, this is called as our third quadrant.
Both negative.
Good. So here x is negative, y is also negative. The next lower and right one, this is called as the fourth quadrant. Here we are getting x is what? X along this, so x is positive, but y moving downward, it is negative. So this way, the 4 quadrant can be allocated by observing its sign, in which quadrant the point lies. That is one kind of question. Another, if the point is given, then you can join those points. So student, here the quadrant and the x sign and y sign, that way we can identify the point. The question may be asked like this. So in which quadrant? So which quadrant this point, say 3 or -3, 2 lies, and also plot it. So 2 things are asked. Students, so here we are given with the point P. Let us denote this point as P, -3 and 2. Here what we are getting? For this x coordinate is our negative and y coordinate is our positive. Yeah. So in which quadrant the x
Second
is
quadrant.
negative and y is positive? Here we are
Second
observing
quadrant.
we are moving on the left of origin, but upward the y-axis from the origin, then it is negative and positive. Good. So this way the point lies in second quadrant.
Second quadrant.
Whether you write this way or this way, second quadrant, that doesn't matter. Okay, student. Now you have to plot. For plotting, what you need to do? You have to take the graph paper. On the graph paper, you have to put the scale where the two vertical line you have to draw. That point will be origin. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Downward also y-axis is negative, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Here it is given x as minus 3. So start from the origin. How to plot this? A student once again understand. So the point P is our minus 3 and 2. So student, the first one is your x is our 3. So this 3 you have to start from this origin. But from this origin for the 3 unit, whether I shall take rightward or leftward, that is decided by this sign. Since sign is negative, so we need to move on the negative direction. But how much? This 3 unit. So this way we will first reach to this minus 3 on x minus 3. Now after this minus 3, we have to move along the y, whether upward or downward. That is decided by the sign of this 2. This 2 is positive, so this is preferable. This become wrong. So the downward you need to omit it. But in upward, how much length? 2 units. So continue to move for 2 units. How we can find that? Here we have reached to 2 units. On the graph you are getting a line is coming from this 2 like this. So this is the point P minus 3 and 2. Are you getting? So this way the quadrant can be identified, the point can be plotted, everything can be done. So this is the only basic thing that you have to learn in our coordinate geometry. Now after plotting this point in coordinate geometry, which kind of shape it is forming, that you can also identify. A student, it may be possible that you are given with the point, like point will be given to you and you have to identify and plot and identify the triangle. Say if it is given like this, consider the A 2 3, B minus 2 minus 3, or let us take x as minus and y as positive itself, and C as minus 2 and minus 3, and D as 2 and minus 3. You have to plot it and find the shape it is formed. The shape it is formed. So wherever shape or figure it is forming, you need to first plot it. So plot it quickly. So you can plot it quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So this was on the x-axis. Similarly for the y-axis, we can plot it. So plot 1. So similarly we have to plot the graph or marking on the y-axis. 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So this point is our origin. So first you have to plot in order wise, student. So first take the A. A is our 2, 3. X equals to 2, y equals to 3. So first you have to move 2 and then upward as 3. Good. So this is the point A. Then B, x equals to minus 2. So move x equals to minus 2 here and y is equals to 3. So yeah, so it is like this. So this is our point B. For C, x equals to -2, y is equals to -3, x equals to -2 and y is equals to -3. It is something like here, the point C. And for D, x equals to 2 and y is equals to -3. It is like this. This is our D. Now question is, which kind of figure is this? Whether a square, rectangle, triangle, which kind of figure is this, student? And what is the side length?
A rectangle.
And what is the side length? Yeah, length 2. What is the length of its length and breadth?
2 and 3, sir.
2 and 3. Observe it carefully. So it is a rectangle with side. What is our L and what is our B? That is us. A student, observe carefully. Here, if you are taking from this origin to point A, what is this much length, student?
2 units.
From y-axis to A, it is our 2 unit. Similarly, from this y-axis to B, there is other 2 unit. So what is length between A and B?
4 units.
Then why you were speaking for the 2 unit? Without observing math in mathematics, mistake is because of lack of your sincerity or lack of observation. Though mostly you are knowing all these things are very easy. So it is this one. But whether this 4 is your length or width, longer side is denoted as length, shorter side denoted as width. Now let us go for the other. So A to D. What is length between A to D, student? Can anyone tell me? A to D?
3 units.
Yeah?
3 units.
3 units.
6 units.
Good.
6 units.
Here we are getting that from this x-axis, this A is 3 unit. Also from this x-axis, this D is the other 3 unit. So between A to D, the entire length is your 6 unit. So this way, longer side is 6 unit. So length will be 6 unit and breadth will be 4 unit. Okay, student. After this, it is also asked to calculate the area. How the area? Length into breadth. 6 into 4. 24 square
24 square units.
Many times it is asked to set the area bounded by this. So here we are observing this is the area bounded. Getting? So you should be careful what is asked in the question. So questions are very easy. Getting? So this way. So only these two kind of things are asked. Allocate the point. From the point, find the coordinate or find the quadrant in which it lies. Okay, student? This was all about this. Another small thing is this, whatever the length along the x-axis that we are taking, say like here 0 to 4 that we are taking. So this is our called as x coordinate, and like 0 to means from this x-axis to y2 that we are taking, it is our y coordinate. Here we have also written x coordinate and y coordinate. X coordinate is also called as, what is the name? Abscissa. And y coordinate is also called as ordinate. Okay, student? Like this one. And any other point, and for any point on the x-axis, the value of y is what? 0. Okay? If we want to find the coordinate of the point, this one. What is coordinate of this point? Yes?
X-axis 9, 0.
Yes?
X-axis is 9 and y is 0.
Good. So here we are observing this have the coordinate 5 and 0. If we want to know what is the coordinate of this point, if the point is here, so x is negative -3, but no movement along y-axis, so it is 0. So here we are observing that for all the point on x-axis, y value is 0. So right here on x-axis, coordinate of y that is ordinate is 0. Getting? So always we are getting it is our 0. Like for this point, or means like for this -30, or even this one, means all the point their y coordinate is 0. Similarly, so based on this I had asked the question in this test, and most of you people have committed mistake. So you people are forgetting. Yes, other students are there. Hello, girls, are you getting me or not? None of you are responding.
Yes, sir.
So if you have any doubt, please ask. Similarly, for any point on the y-axis, if we consider the point is like this, means if we are considering our point is this, what will the coordinate of this?
4, 0.
4, 0. Is it correct? A
No,
student?
sir.
0,4.
Then
0,4.
so it means first we are always writing its x coordinate. We need not move along the x-axis. So therefore, we are not moving along the x-axis. So the x coordinate of this point is 0, but on the y-axis we are moving how much? 4 unit. Means we are starting from the origin without moving on the x-axis. We are moving on y-axis for 4 unit. So it is our 0, 4. Okay. Whether you take any point like this point also, what will be the coordinate of this point -2 on y-axis? It will be 0,
0, -2.
So here we are observing the point on y-axis, its x coordinate is 0. Getting? So that is the other notable thing. So on y-axis, the coordinate, the x coordinate
Abscissa.
or abscissa is always 0.
0.
Okay, for all the point on the y-axis. Getting? So these are very simple things which are asked, but you people are committing mistake. Getting? So this is all about our coordinate geometry. So please do not miss any of the things. Now let us go for the next chapter. What is our next chapter, students?
Linear equation in 2 variables.
So let us go for the linear equation in 2 variables. Student, if you have any doubt, then please ask. So let us take the linear equation in 2 variables. Yeah, turn off your mic unless or until you are talking. Otherwise, it starts shouting. So, student, what is this linear equation in 2 variables? The name itself indicates. In chapter 2, we have learned linear means the power of variable. How much? Should be 1. Equation means it must contain equal sign. Means there will be something on LHS and something on RHS. And 2 variable, the variable like x and y, means at least 2 of the variable will be there. Or you may take any 2 of the variable like x and t, like u and v. So 2 kind of variable we need to take. So general form. So general form of this linear equation in 2 variable is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Is it correct? Student, is it correct? The linear equation in 2 variable? Student, here x have the power
No, sir.
2. So it becomes wrong. This equation is for linear equation. Not possible. It is quadratic equation in 1 variable. So that's why this 2 means the power highest degree of the x should be 1 only. So that's why it is taken as AX plus one variable we have taken, but the power is linear. The other variable Y we need to take, but their power should also be 1, plus C is equals to 0. This is the most general form. Okay. Here A, B, C are the real number, belongs to a real number. A is your coefficient of X, B is coefficient of Y, C is called as constant term. This thing we have learned. Now, a student, based on this, we can find the zeros of this linear equation in two variable also. But that zeros is called here as the solution. So we are using the term solution for the value of variable. So write down solution of linear equation in two variable. So this solution means it is simply the value of X and Y for which LHS become equal to RHS. That is called the solution. It's so simple. So how to find this solution? That even we have learned. So here just we have to identify whether the equation is linear or not and to find its solution. So for finding the solution, let us take one example. So we are given with 3x is equals to 2 minus of y, and we need to find its three solutions that we know. So solution means the value of x and y. The two things are there, one is x and other is y. So always we are giving in the form of pair. So here we are free to choose one value of any one variable, then the value of other variable can be calculated. So let x equals to 1. This implies what will be this? 3 into 1 is equals to 2 minus y. So y, bring this y on left hand side, is equals to 2 minus 3. This become minus 1. Therefore, x equals to 1 and y is equals to minus 1. This is a solution. Right? This is the method of finding the solution. This in more detail we have learned earlier. The another thing that is asked, you have to check whether this way you can take the other value of x, say x equals to 0 you can also take. So 3 into 0 is equals to 2 minus y. So y is equals to 2 only. So x equals to 0 and y equals to 2 will be the other. You can get the other one also. The other way of asking the question, you have to check whether this x equals to minus 2 and y is equals to 0 is a solution of 3x plus 2y plus 6 is equals to 0 or not. Is a solution of this or not? This is the question. Means you have to check for the solution. So what to do? You have to substitute the value of x and y in this equation that we have taken. So always try to take the LHS, or you can carry both LHS and RHS together. Plus 6 is equals to 0. It is like this. Or you may just take the LHS. So taking the LHS, only one side you take at a time. So in one side you substitute the variables. Here the variable is x as well as y. So go for substituting. 3 minus 2 plus 2 into 0 plus 6. So minus 6 plus 0 plus 6.
Plus 6. Minus 6 and plus 6 cancel.
Yes. So it become equal to RHS. So when LHS is equals to RHS, therefore x is equals to minus 2, y is equals to 0 is a solution. So these are the questions which are framed based on the solution. Question are also asked in some other way. So take one more question. So if this k and, or let me write in the form of the pair itself. If k comma 2k minus 1 is a solution of, say, 3x minus 3x is equals to 4y plus of 12, then find k. This is the question. Okay, student. So here it is given that this is a solution of this equation. Solution means what? This here it is given in the form of pair. So in place of x, I can take this k, and in place of y, I can take how much? 2k minus 1. So this x I need to substitute here, and this y I need to substitute here and simplify. So equation will get converted in the term of k only, and we can get it. Therefore, you have to write like this: 3 in place of x, substitute k, is equals to 4 in place of y, substitute 2k minus 1 in single bracket plus of 12. So this is an equation because equal sign is in between. So simplify. 3k is equals to 4 to the 8k, then minus of 4 plus of 12. Bring this k on left hand side. So it is like our 3k minus of 8k is equals to minus 4 plus of 12. So just simplify. 3k minus of 8k minus of 5k is equals to 12 minus 4 is our 8. So this way k is equals to minus of 8 by 5. So this is the required answer. So this way, from the solution, we can check whether the given one is solution, means the given point is solution or not, or the number of solution can also be calculated, or even the question based on some unknown quantity like k can also be calculated. This k may be in the equation itself, that is also possible, and this point may be like 2 and 3. That kind of question we have also done. Student, it is this one. Now the other one is the graph of this linear equation in two variables. So write graph of linear equation into variable. So student, the linear equation is two variable is ax plus by plus c is equals to 0. If we plot the x and y over the coordinate system, for that we need to take at least more than 3 or at least 3 solution you are taking. Method I had already discussed. So tabulate that. So assume the value of x, calculate y. At least 3 or 4 you have to take. So this way xy pair you can get. So this xy pair, at least 3 xy pair you will get. Then if we are plotting this over this coordinate system, how to plot? The coordinate just we have learned. So plotting this, you will always get this point is always laying in any of the straight line. It may be possible that the point is laying here, 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 but always be a straight line. Or it may be like your here, or it may be like your here, or it may be like your in the other axis here, or it may be like your, say this is our x dash, y dash, but the line that we are obtaining is parallel to y axis, or maybe like your parallel to x axis. This is our x dash, with the origin it is identified. So here the line is parallel to y axis, here it is the parallel to x axis. So this thing we have already learned, so please refer those things. So what we are observing, that the graph is always a straight line. It may be possible that this parallel line may be on the negative side. Okay, so that depends on what is the condition, y and y dash. Okay, student. So here we have to keep in mind, graph or the plot of linear equation is always a straight line. So plot or graph is always a straight line. It is one thing. Now in this straight line, let us consider the graph is like this. Just we are considering. This is our origin. So student, from the origin, the point where it cuts, what will be this point? What will be its x coordinate? X coordinate will be something like this, whatever this length. But what will be the y coordinate? Y coordinate will always be your 0. So it will be x0. What will be here? So this is on the y axis, so its x coordinate is 0 and y will be calculated. Get it? So whatever this length on the x axis, it is called as x-intercept. Here it is on the positive side, so it is positive. And similarly, from the origin to downward, here we have taken this, means along the y-axis. If it is in the upward, then it will be positive. Here it is downward. So this y-intercept, this is negative. Okay. So what will the x-intercept? So x-intercept is obtained by, means it is the point where the line cuts the x-axis. So obtained by putting y is equals to 0 in line, means ax plus by plus c is equals to 0. So if you are substituting it here, what you will get? X value will be minus of c by a. Similarly, the second thing that can be calculated, y-intercept. So how to calculate the y-intercept? So for this you need to put y-intercept means point on y-axis. So for any point on y-axis, x coordinate is 0. So we are putting x equals to 0. We get the value of y. Where we are putting this 0? In equation of line. This is our equation of line. So it becomes a into 0 plus by plus c is equals to 0. From here, like we can get this as, like earlier, substituting y is equals to 0, we were getting this. But substituting x equals to 0, we will get y is equals to minus of c by b. This way, the x-intercept and y-intercept calculation is required, or the point where it cuts x-axis and y-axis can be calculated. So this way here, for this general equation, the x-intercept is our
minus of C by A. Now student, this minus is here. If this C is negative, it will turn into positive. So do not think it is our negative sign. Okay. So that depends on the value of C. If C is negative, it will turn positive. The orientation is like this. If it is negative Y, then we can get the other one. And this can be calculated as 0 minus of C by B. So this way x-intercept and y-intercept we can calculate, or the point where it cuts x-axis and y-axis. So this is the point where it cuts x-axis is obtained, and this is the point where it cuts y-axis. So this way the points where it cuts x-axis and y-axis can be calculated. Okay, so this is all about our linear equation in two variable, where what is solution and what are the use of solution, check whether it is a solution or not, or draw the graph. So graph is done by choosing some of the solution, then plotting it and joining it by line. Even from the graph we can get the x coordinate or x intercept, y intercept, or coordinate of a point where the line cuts x-axis and where the point cuts y-axis. A student, if the line is like parallel one, it will not cut y-axis. Say if it is like this one, whether it is cutting y-axis, no, it is not cutting y-axis. It will just cut only x-axis. So whatever this value of x, consider this as x, so it will have x0.
X is equal
No
to x,
y
comma
cut.
0.
Yes. So no cut on the y-axis. So this way intelligently you have to answer the question. So questions are very simple. For more detail, please refer our complete video. Student, what is our next chapter?
Lines and angles.
So let me explain this lines and angle, there the concept involved. A student, line, just we have observed, line is collection of point that may be a straight or curve, but here we are interested in the straight line. How to identify? By putting the arrow. What is the length? It can be extended to infinity. But if we are taking the part of this, means no arrow at the end, it is called as the line segment. If only one arrow at one end, it is called as ray. Means the other end is fixed. Here both ends can be extended. Here it is our line segment. Yes. So these are the three important things that we need to. After this, how is the angle? So between the two rays which have the common point, what is this angular position? This is called as angle. Okay. It may be possible that the line is like this. The angle could be like this one. Let us call this as theta1. The other angle is theta2. The other one is this may called as the theta3, and this as the theta4. And here the two line, we may name the line, or we may call this line one as L, another as M. So here theta1 is equals to theta3. They are vertically opposite angle. These relations, theta2 is equals to theta4. This is the other vertically opposite angle. Various types of angles are formed. A student, if the angle measurement is less than 90 degree, then it is called as which kind of angle? Yes,
Acute
student? Very
Acute
good.
angle.
So if this value of theta is less than 90 degree, then it is called as acute angle. Another exactly 90 degree, one as horizontal, other vertical, or
Right
it may be
angle.
possible that these always need not be horizontal and vertical. It may be at any orientation, but between these two, it should be 90 degree. Okay. So it is called as right
Right.
angle. The other one is greater than 90 but less than 180. It is called as
Obtuse angle.
Obtuse angle.
very good.
Obtuse angle.
So it is greater than 90, but it is less than 180. Students, the other one, it is possible to extend this at this point. It is 180. What is this? It is called as linear
Linear
or
or straight.
very good angle. Then it is possible to take the bigger angle like this one. Get it? This angle is the bigger angle. In this case, we are defining two kind of thing. One, this smaller angle is taken theta, and this become how much? 360 minus of theta. Yeah, because
Reflect
at
angle.
a single point, if we are taking one point and just taking entire rotation, the angle is our 360 degree. Okay.
Complete angle.
Yes, good. So this is our complete angle. Complete angle. A student, for the other angle, here this theta is our less than 180 degree. The other part that we will obtain, this value will have what? 360 minus theta will have value greater than 180 degree. So whatever this value obtained or this angle is there, it is called as reflex angle of theta. So theta is the angle given and 360 minus theta is called as the reflex. So reflex of 30 degree will be how much? 360 minus 30. So
360 minus 30.
Yeah.
330.
Yeah. So it is like this one. A student, it is possible to take the two angle having the common boundary. Let us call this as the theta 1 and this as the theta 2. These are called as what? Adjacent angle. Means theta 1 and theta 2 are adjacent angle. Means they have some common boundary or neighboring angle. Okay, student, it is this one. It is possible that these two adjacent angle are such that the sum of these two angle, let us call this as theta and let us denote this by alpha. So here neither theta nor alpha itself is 90 degree, but theta plus alpha is 90 degree. Then this pair theta and alpha are called as, what is this?
Complementary angle.
Complementary angle.
Good. Complementary pair or complementary angle or complementary angle. So it is this condition. Means the sum of two angle is 90 degree, then that pair is called as complementary pair or complementary angle. Example. Let us consider one angle is above 50 degree. Then what is its complementary angle of 50 degree is equals to how much? Yeah, how can we obtain? 90
90
minus
minus 50, which is equal to 40.
40 degree. Got it? So this way. Got it? So complementary pair. So these are in pair. Even if we want to calculate the complementary angle of 40 degree, what it will be? 90
50
minus
degree.
40, what will come? 50 degree. Therefore, we are getting that these two, theta and alpha, are complementary for each other. Getting? It is this one. It is also possible that we have two angles such that sum of the two angle is 180 degree. We may call this as theta
Supplementary
and
angle.
alpha. So if alpha or theta plus alpha is 180 degree, then it is
Supplementary angle.
good. Alpha is supplementary pair. And this angle 180 degree is what? A straight angle. So therefore, sometimes this become a line or a straight line. It is also called as theta and alpha, also called as which pair? Linear pair.
Linear pair.
Good. So the sum of two angle is 180, then it is either supplementary pair or linear pair, mean the same thing. And the angle form is what? A straight angle. The 180 degree, it is called as the straight angle that we had already written. Means the sum of two angles should be a straight angle, then it will be a straight line. Okay, student? So this is our linear pair or the supplementary angle. All mean the same thing. So these are the things related to our angle. Another thing that we have learned, let us consider an angle at O, OA and OB. Let this angle be the theta, and we are asked to find an angle bisector. Consider this P. If OP is angle bisector, what does it mean? It means angle AOP is equals to how much, student? And angle BOP is equals to how much?
Half of angle BOQ.
Very good. So means this OP is bisector. It simply means entire angle is divided into two equal angles. So each of this angle will be theta by 2, theta by 2. So that the sum of this theta by 2 and theta by 2 become theta. So this is regarding the bisector. So bisector is another important concept that we need to keep in mind. The other thing related to the angle that we are going to write. So properties of angle. So student, we have learned that if we have the two lines intersecting each other, consider this as AB and C and D, which is intersecting at point O. Then we can take how many angles are formed at point O?
4.
One angle is BOD, another angle is AOD, another AOC, another BOC. So total 4 angles are formed. Let us call this as theta 1, theta 2, the other as theta 3, and this as the theta 4. So here, considering the straight line or a straight angle or supplementary pair, we can prove that this theta 1 is equals to what? Theta 3. This is called as vertically opposite angle. The other one, what is the other vertically opposite pair, student?
Theta 2 is equal to theta 4.
Good. So you have to always look for the opposite side, no any adjacent. So theta 2 is equals to theta 4. It is our theta 4. So this is the other vertically opposite angle. So these were two vertically opposite pairs are there. Now, if we have the two lines and one line is intersecting this, then various relations are there. How many angles are formed, student? Between AB and CD, these two are considered as parallel, P and Q as transversal. Getting? So this PQ is here transversal. So AB parallel to CD, while PQ is called as transversal. So if it is parallel, then we can write, let us call this as the angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7, angle 8. So total these 8 angles are possible. If we are considering at the point, consider this point as M and this point as N. So at point M, we can have the vertically opposite pair. So angle 1 is equals to angle 3. Angle 2 is equals to what?
Is
Angle
equal to
4.
angle 4.
At
Angle
N,
6
we
is
can
equal to
have
angle 8.
angle 5 is equals to
And-
angle 7. Angle 6 is equals to angle 8. All these are what? Vertically opposite.
Vertically opposite.
Vertically opposite.
Good. So this is vertically opposite relation. But considering the two parallel line, we have some other relation. What they are? They are like this. Observe. Angle 1 is equals to angle 5. Get it? Because on shifting this part over here, you will get that this 1 will merge with 5. Getting? So this angle 1 and angle 5 is called which kind of angle, student?
Angle.
Very good. So angle 1 is also equals to angle 5. What is the other? Similarly, angle
Angle
4.
Angle 6 is
Angle 2.
Very good.
angle 8.
Angle
Angle 6
2
is
is
equal to
equals to
angle 2.
angle 6.
6.
Angle 3 is equal to
is
angle
equals to
7.
Angle 3 is
7.
equal to angle 7.
All these are what? Corresponding angle. Yeah, student, that we have already learned. Now, there are few other relations. If we are considering the angle like this, student, let us consider the angle 2 and angle 6, or we may consider angle 1 and angle 7. Even if we consider angle 1 and angle 7, these two will be equal. Why? If we are just putting one over the another, then we are getting that corresponding and vertically opposite angle. Angle 1 equals to angle 7. That can be written. So angle 1 will be equal to angle 7. Other one is what? What will be equal to angle 2?
Angle 2 is equal to angle 8.
Very good. And here we are getting that these two are on the outer side of this parallel line. So this in between region is called as interior, and outside this is called as exterior. Exterior point. Exterior point. So these two are the equal, but they are exterior. Why these two are equal? They are called as alternate angle. So this become alternate exterior angle. Similarly, we can have the angle 4 is equals to angle 6.
Angle 3 is equal to angle 5.
Yeah, the other one is angle 3, angle 5. These are also alternate, but they are alternate
Alternate
angle,
interior
they
angle.
are between the line. So these are the total 6 or total 8 equality that is holding good for parallel line. But in addition to this, there is some other important thing. What they are? The other important thing is, if we are considering this transversal and these parallels line on the same side, and inside the interior, what are the angle? One angle is our angle 4, another angle is angle 5. Then it is found that if this AB is parallel to CD, then angle 4 plus angle 5. What is this value, student?
Is equal to 180 degree.
180 degree.
Very good. So it is this one. So this relation always hold good, provided AB is parallel to CD. The other side is also possible.
Angle 3
Angle
plus
6 plus angle 3.
180.
Good. Angle 3 plus angle 6 is also 100
Is equal to 180 degree.
So these are the sum of interior angles on same side of transversal is how much? Supplementary angle. So this is another important relation for the parallel line we need to keep in mind. Okay, student, it was this one. Now there is another small thing related to the triangle. If we have a triangle, then it is found that the sum of all the interior angle, so
180
angle A plus angle B plus angle C, 180 degree. What is this
Angle sum
property
property of
called?
triangle.
Very
Angle sum
good.
property
This is
of
called as the angle sum property of a triangle. So what is angle A? It is like angle A. This is our angle B and this angle is our angle C. It is this one. Another thing, if we are extending any of the side, we can get the exterior angle. So here we may mark this as the angle, consider as the X, Y, Z. Let us extend any of this angle. Let us extend this to this one. Then we are getting that again between this CA and let us call this point as point D. And between CD, there is some other angle form. This angle. So this is which kind of angle? This is called as exterior angle. Then it is found that if we are denoting this exterior angle by U, then U will be how much? So
Z
U is
minus 180.
obtained by adding the two opposite interior. So these are the two important property. So first property was A plus B plus C is equals to 180 degree, or X, Y, Z, X plus Y plus Z, we have denoted it is 180 degree. This is angle sum property. There is another property called exterior angle property. Exterior angle property of a triangle. What is that? Any extended or outside angle is obtained by adding the sum of opposite interior angle. Getting? It is this one. Getting? Student, you are free to extend any of the side in any ways. So these are the two important relation that we need to keep in mind. So this was all about our line and angles. In this case, the various questions are framed based on the various condition. The question may be framed like this. Let us just take one. Let us consider this as A, B, C. Consider this A as our 90 degree. Then B and C, their angle bisector are meeting at D. Then if we consider this angle as 20 degree, and this angle as 20. So it is this one. So student, the question is like this. So in figure, BD and CD are angle bisector. Angle bisector. So you have to find angle B. Angle B means what, student? The entire bigger angle that we want to. This one. This is angle B. Okay? This entire. Angle C. Angle D. Angle D, C, B. These are the things. So student, how we can calculate? Here if one thing is whatever given in your question, that is very important. So apply what is given. Angle bisector. So here this BD is angle bisector. What does it mean? whatever the angle 20 degree given here, the same the other angle will be, this will be also 20 degree.
40 degree.
Angle B is equal to 50 degree.
Angle
B
B
is
is
equal
equal
to 40
to
degree.
40 degree.
40 degree.
Since why? BD was
Bisector.
angle bisector.
Angle B.
So using this property we have calculated. Now how to calculate angle C?
Angle sum property.
Very good. Since angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equals to 180 degree, why this? Angle sum property.
Angle C is equal to 50.
Very good. So therefore go for substituting. Angle C is equals to 180 minus what was our angle A? It is given as 90
plus 40.
and angle B that we have already calculated here 40. So it become how much? It become 50 degree. So therefore angle C we have calculated as 50 degree. B we have calculated as the 40 degree. After this we need to calculate angle D. What is angle
20.
D, student?
20 plus 25 plus angle D is equal to 180.
Very good. A student, observe this entire angle that we have calculated here, means mark it at this C, the entire angle is our 50 degree, but CD is also angle bisector. Therefore this angle will be how much? 25 degree.
5 degree.
And the other, this angle will also be a 25 degree. Why this we have calculated as the 50 degree? Like here we have calculated. So based on this, the other two angle we have obtained as 25 and 25. Is it okay? Now after this, calculation of D is very easy. So CDB, this was also asked. This become how much? 25 degree.
25 degree.
Why? Because CD is
bisector
of angle. Now we need to find the angle D. So in triangle BDC we need to take. What is in BDC? Angle D
plus angle B, half of angle B.
At B only the half of the angle, and also at the C half of the angle which is coming in this
angle
triangle.
DBC.
20 plus the other one is 25.
25.
This shall be equal to 180 degree.
80 degree.
So what is our angle D?
35.
Good. So minus of 45. So it is 135 degree. Okay, student. So this way you need to apply carefully. It may be asked, the question may be extended like this, and it may be asked this one angle. Still applying the same approach we can calculate. Okay, so you should be careful what is asked. Sometime based on the exterior angle property the question are asked. So questions of this line and angles are very easy. Whatever you have asked, that I will also solve later. Now let us go for the next one. What is our next chapter, student? Yes?
Triangle.
Triangles.
Yeah. Regarding triangle, let us quickly recap what is in our syllabus. So the triangles, the next one is our triangles. So student, in this triangle, we have to learn about the congruency of triangle, because angle sum property and other thing that is in our chapter angle. Here we have to learn about congruency of two triangles. Congruency of two triangles. A student, we are always given with two triangles. Let us call this triangle ABC, another triangle as triangle PQR. So the congruency means the two triangles are looking exactly identical. If we are going to place one triangle over the another, it shall hide. Getting? That is the meaning of congruency. So congruency simply means exactly identical. Exactly identical. So one can hide the another. So what are the conditions? So there are certain conditions for these two triangles to be identical. The first one is all the side lengths are equal when AB is equals to PQ, BC is equals to QR, and AC is equals to PR. So this AB is equals to PQ. The other one is BC is equals to QR and AC is equals to PR. Means all these three sides are equal. It is called as what? SSS congruency.
Side, side,
Okay,
side.
side, side, side. Means all the three sides are equal. What is the second condition?
SAS.
The second condition is the
Two
two
sides and included angle.
sides are equal and the included angle between them are equal. That condition. The two sides are equal. The second one is, let us take AB equals to PQ and BC equals to QR. These two sides are given. Rather than third side, what is the included angle? So the angle
ABC.
between the sides that we are considering here, AB and PQ, another BC and QR. So what is the angle which is formed between AB and BC? So it is angle B. So this is called as included angle for triangle ABC. The other included angle for triangle PQR, angle Q. So if this angle B is equals to angle Q, then the triangle will be congruent and it is called as
SAS congruent.
SAS congruency. Okay. There is one more. What is that?
ASA.
Yes. Angle, angle and side. It is possible that the two angles are given to be equal. So we can take any of the two angles to be equal. Sorry. So we are free to take any of the two angles as equal. Let us take this angle A equals to angle P. The other angle, any of the two angles can be taken. Okay. Let us take angle C is equals to angle R. And any of this side, here included side need not be there. It can be any of these side. Even BC equals to QR. Either this one is given, or even with this AC equals to PR, this is given, or even AB is equals to QP or PQ. So any one of these three will be given. Okay. Then this situation where the two angles and one of the side is considered, it is called as, what is the name? ASA congruency. Okay. It is this one. But there are certain deductions if the triangle is a right angle triangle. So right, for right angle triangle, for right angle triangle, angle triangle, if we are considering the right angle triangle, consider ABC. in which angle B is given here 90 degree. Then only it will be a right angle triangle. Another as the PQR. Here also one of the angle is given as our 90 degree. So this condition is already given. Angle Q is equals to 90 degree. Then if the hypotenuse and any of the two sides is equal, then the two triangle will be congruent.
RHS congruent.
And yeah, so that is, this is our right angle. This implies both triangle is right angle. It is given. Then their hypotenuse are equal. AC is equals to PR. Means equal hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the side in front of the right angle. Get it? Like here for this triangle ABC, angle B is 90. In front of this angle B, this side is AC. So AC is hypotenuse. For triangle PQR, angle Q is 90. PR is the hypotenuse. So here hypotenuse are equal. And any of the side are equal. Let us take this as BC is equals to QR. So it is what? Any one pair of side are equal. This is the condition. So if this is the condition, then the two triangle ABC will be congruent. The term congruent is denoted by equal, and over that the wiggle sign is there to triangle PQR. Corresponding to A, there is P. So A, P we are writing. Corresponding to B, there is Q, which is right angle. And the third vertex is here. So this way, this is called as our RHS theorem. RHS. So the fourth one is our RHS. Right angle, hypotenuse, and any of the side. It is a right angle, hypotenuse, and side of the two triangle are equal, then the two triangle will be congruent. So it is this one. Any more thing is there?
Sir, AS.
Yeah.
Angle side.
Angle side. Whether angle side or angle side and angle, whether these two are same or different, student?
Different, sir.
Okay, let us take this. Understand it slightly carefully, though I had explained you earlier. AAS. A student, in any two triangle, if any of the two angle are equal and any of the third side is equal, then it is written as AAS. But if the corresponding included side are equal, then it is just written as ASA. Here we are getting only one side are equal. So this ASA, this side is your included side. And here the side need not be included. It could be any of these side. So we have to take care. Though both are the same thing, but many a time we are getting confused. So let us write it separately. Though both are the same, ASA and AAS are nearly the same. There is only minor difference. So that minor difference is just considering the included side or not. ABC PQR. Even angle A is equals to angle P, angle B is equals to angle Q, and any of the side you met it. Say AC is equals to PR. This is our AAS. So any of the two angle can be taken, and any of this side we have taken. Here we have taken this side, this side. So this side need not be included. Then it is AAS. So whether you are taking this AAS, this is similar to or exactly same as ASA. Why? Because if the two angles are equal, means this angle corresponding to this, then by angle sum property we can prove that the remaining angle C will also be equals to angle R. This way, this side, the given equal side, turn into included side, because if A and B are equal, then angle C will equal to angle P. So while this side now get included, so this way it can be written as what? ASA, angle, angle and included side. So ASA is similar to or identical to even AAS. So that's why in many of the book these two are not written differently. So whether you write AAS or ASA mean the same thing. The only difference that you have to keep in mind, if it is the included angle, use ASA term. If it is not included side, then use AS. Okay, it is like that. So this was about our triangle. One more property of triangle we have to learn. It is like this. So regarding the property of triangle, we have to keep in mind the relation between the side and the line joining the midpoint. That one. So the other property of a triangle is like this one. Consider a triangle ABC. Any kind of triangle. It is not any specific kind of triangle. ABC. Any kind of triangle. Let us consider P is the midpoint of AB and Q is the midpoint of AC. P is midpoint of AB means AP is equals to PB. Q is midpoint of AC means AQ is equals to QC. Now if you join this P and Q, then it is found that a line joining this P and Q, PQ is a line segment, then this PQ will be parallel to BC. It is this one. Also, what is the other one? This AP is equals to PB. AQ is equals to QC because Q is midpoint here. So the length of PQ is also calculated from the length of BC. What will the length
Half
of PQ?
of BC.
It will be half of BC. Yeah. So here the given thing is that P and Q is midpoint of AB and AC. So if P and Q is midpoint of AB and AC, then this PQ will be parallel and PQ length will be half of BC. Or reverse is also true. If it is given that PQ is parallel to BC and PQ is half of BC, then P and Q will be midpoint of AB and AC. Ready? So both way it is true. This is called as midpoint. So line joining the midpoint or midpoint theorem of a triangle. Ready? So it is all about this thing. So regarding triangle, you have to keep this mind, apply all these things carefully. The other thing, a student, if we are given with a point A and B, if we draw a line perpendicular to this AB and passing through the center M, then we can prove all the point on this perpendicular bisector PQ is equidistant from A and B. How? It is given as the perpendicular bisector. PQ is perpendicular bisector of AB. It simply means AM is equals to MB and angle AMP, or let us consider a point here. Let us take the point as N here. AMN is equals to angle BMN. Why? It is given as the perpendicular bisector. Since perpendicular, it is given. Perpendicular term is given to us. Therefore, with the help of this two, if we are joining this point and this point, one thing is given. What is given? AM. This length is equals to this length. Another, this angle is equals to this angle because perpendicular. Obviously, whatever left is MN is equals to
90
MN.
degree.
It is, yeah, this is 90 degree. It is already given. It becomes the common. Therefore, by SAS, can we write it? Congruent. Therefore, by SAS, the triangle AMN is congruent to triangle BMN. Therefore, this AN is equals to NB. Why?
CPCT.
Very good. It is called as CPCT. It is all about.
Sir,
So this way we have proven that N is equidistant. Equidistant means at equal distance from A and B. Equidistant simply means whatever the length of line joining N to A, that should be same as this one. This need to be proved, and we can prove it with the help of congruency of triangle. So these are the concept related to triangle. It's all about the triangle. Now let us go for the other. Let us quickly finish in next 10 or 20 minutes, 10 minutes. So students, the next topic is our the triangles we have done. Quadrilateral. In quadrilateral, we need not learn much more. Just what is the characteristic of quadrilateral, that we have to learn, and the condition of parallel line that we need to apply to get the rule. So what are the important things related to quadrilateral? Let us also summarize it. So for the quadrilateral, what is the definition of quadrilateral, student? Any area bounded by the four straight lines, that is called as the quadrilateral. The important property of quadrilateral is that angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D, how much?
360 degree.
Very good. So angle A, angle B plus angle C plus angle D is our 360 degrees. So very first question is framed on this. Certain angle will be given, or ratio of some angle is given. A is to B is to C is to D is your 2 is to 3 is to 4 is to 5. Then find the total angle. So you are taking the K there, then adding it, then to equating it to 360, you can get the value of K, then substitute it backward, you can get the exact measurement. This we have done early. It is one. Now based on the characteristic, these are given different names. So very first was our parallelogram. What was that? AB parallel to CD, and is it correct? AB is parallel to CD also. Means for the parallelogram, student, it is like this one. The opposite pair of sides are equal and parallel. AB and CD. So AB equals to CD, and the other side BC equals to AD. So AD also equals to B. Parallel, equal and parallel, both conditions are required. Even if it is parallel, then the other condition of equality also hold good. AB equals to CD and AD equals to BC. A student, for parallelogram, what makes difference? The diagonal are unequal. Though opposite sides are equal, but their diagonals length are unequal. If the diagonal also become equal, then it become a
Rectangle.
rectangle. That's only difference. Okay. So with this, and AC not equals to BD. So the third one condition is only that if AC diagonal is equals to BC, the two diagonals are equal with the opposite side equal and parallel. So equals to CD and AD also equals to BC, then it is, or it may be given at the parallel also, AB parallel to CD and AB AD parallel to BC, then it is what? Rectangle. If this AB is equals to BC is equals to CD is equals to DA and opposite sides are parallel also, then it is called as rhombus, provided this AC not equals to BD. Their diagonals are not equal. But in this condition, if this AB is equals to BC is equals to CD is equals to DA and the AC diagonal also equals to BD, then it become a square. Here each angle in this, each angle is equals to 90 degree for both rectangle and a square. Okay. There is last condition where the adjacent sides are equal. May this side equal, this side length equal, and the diagonal are unequal. It is called as what? Kite. So the sixth one is ABCD. If AB is equated to AD, BC is equated to CD, and AC not equals to BD, then it is your kite. Okay. So based on the characteristic, you have to identify whether which kind of quadrilateral is this. Now for the parallelogram, certain important properties that we need to keep in mind. What they are? So the property is that the diagonal divide it into two equal triangles or two triangles of equal area. If we are considering the diagonal AC, then this AC divide it into two equal triangle. So whatever 1 and 2, these are the two triangle. So area of triangle 1 will be equal to area of triangle 2. It is this one. Get it? So very first property is this one. Whatever this area that you are calculating or you will calculate, the same will be the area of the other triangle also. Getting? It is like this. It is the very first property. The other important property, what they are, a student, regarding the parallelogram, we need to keep in mind, if we draw the angle bisector of each of the 4 angle of a parallelogram, means angle bisector means whatever this angle and this angle. So this angle bisector, it will not pass through the other vertex or opposite vertex, means it will not be diagonal. Means what? This diagonal is not dividing this angle. Getting? So this angle will be, if we are considering this as theta, this as x, then this will be y. So x will not be equal to y here. That is, AC is not angle bisector. But if we draw the angle bisector, that will not pass through the other vertex, like vertex C. It will cut this side DC at some other point. Where it is cutting, we are not interested in that. We may take this even extended outward. Now, if we take the other angle, let us take the angle D, go for the bisector of this, like this. Then we can prove that this angle is our, how much? 90 degree. Correct? The other one, we can take the angle bisector of this one also. This angle will be 90 degree. The angle bisector of this one also. This angle will also be a 90 degree. This way, considering this angle bisector, we can get a rectangle. So rectangle is obtained by the angle bisector of a parallelogram. Get it? So this way it is a rectangle is formed. A rectangle. Get it? It's so simple. So this thing you have to keep in mind. What is formed? How we can prove? We can prove it very easily, because this entire angle sum is, means angle A plus angle D is 180 degree.
180 degree.
Therefore, if we are considering this as x and y, means it is our twice of x. Angle A is what? Twice of x plus twice of y is equals to 180 degree. So x plus y is our 90 degree. This thing we have obtained. Now, if we are considering this triangle, after that, if we are considering this triangle, student, then in this triangle we can write whatever the other angle z that we can take for this one. So angle x plus y plus z is equals to 180 degree. This is our angle sum property in this triangle. Angle sum property. So this value we have calculated as the 90. So substitute it. Z is 180 minus 90 is the other 90. Okay. So this proving sometime asked, and it is very easy. Okay. Even we have also learned in our chapter in more detail. So property related to this angle applied with the quadrilateral is also asked. So this is all about the quadrilateral. In quadrilateral, area of rectangle and all those things you are already knowing. Now let us go for the next one. Let us quickly write down all the formulas. What is next one? Circle. It's again very easy. In this circle, we have to learn about the various terms related to the circle. What is the definition? Everything we had learned earlier. So circle is identified by a center with radius. So the circumference, this outer boundary, this is called as the circumference, is given by 2 pi r, and the entire area bounded means entirely this one, the region area is given by pi r square. It is one thing. Now for this circle, if we join or take 2 points on their circumference, then along this circumference it is called as arc, but this arc is a smaller, so it is called as minor arc, and this one is up to this much is major arc. The other one that we have learned from this arc, if we join the center, then the angle, so at the center some angle is formed and it is able to bound this some area. So this is called as what? What is this? Sector, but it is for the smaller one, so minor. The other side sector is also formed like with the major arc and these two radius. This is the major sector. This we have learned earlier. The other one, if we are considering a circle with 2 points A and B anywhere, join this A and B with a straight line, it is called as what?
Minor chord.
Chord. No minor, no major for a chord. So it is always a chord. And with this chord, if we are taking the area, like if we are taking this much area here, chord is this length only. So area between this arc, this is the arc. So this bounded area is called as minor segment. So this is our minor segment. The other one can be taken. The other area that is being here, it is the major, but the name is segment. Okay. So these were the terms that we need to keep in mind. The other one relating this to the angle, consider this as center O. If this chord is passing through the center, then this is called as what? Diameter. So here this is R, this is R. So diameter is equals to 2R. It is one thing. Now, related to this diameter, the various properties are there. If we join any point, consider this point as P, then this angle is always 90 degree. Why? This angle is 180 degree. So other relation that we need to keep in mind is like this. If we are taking a point A here and a point B here and making the angle at the center, consider this as the alpha, and the same arc is making some angle at some other place, consider this as theta, then this angle at center is twice of the angle
Twice
at
of theta.
good. Based on this, the question is framed. So you have to keep in mind. Okay. The another one, what is the other relation? The other relation or other important thing is that consider the point A and B irrespective of center. If it is given that this angle is theta, another consider this angle as alpha. Let us denote it by alpha itself. Consider this angle at the beta. So on the same arc AB. So alpha is equals to beta is equals to theta, equality of angle on the same arc. The angle can be made on the major arc also, like this one and this one. Consider this as theta 1 and this as the theta 2. Whatever the denotation, that doesn't matter. Theta 1 is equals to theta 2. These are the related things. But there is another one. Consider this as A, the other one B. On one side you make one of the angle. Consider this as the alpha. On the other side you are making some other angle as the beta. Then alpha plus beta is 180 degree. Similarly, if you are considering this as theta and this as gamma, so this opposite pair theta plus gamma is also 180 degree. Or such a quadrilateral form, what is this? The quadrilateral ACBD is cyclic. So these are the conditions. Based on this, the questions are framed and questions are asked. A student, the questions are very simple based on this. We have done so many practices, but you people are so intelligent that in test, you people have committed a lot of mistakes in calculating the angle. I think others or some of the students have given the correct answer, but even the good student have committed the mistake. A student, consider this. A, B, and another one is this one. This is the point C. It is given that, consider this point as M. Consider this as the 40 degree. Let us take this as the 45 degree. And this one as the 50 degree. Or let us take this as the 55 degree. It is like this. Then it is asked, what is this angle X? X equals to what? Or angle C is equals to what? How we can get this? A student, for angle C, we need, here observe this, the arc is our A and B. Over this, the angle formed at the what? At the circumference is angle C. But with the same arc, you can see the angle at the center O. This is our center O. The angle formed by the same arc at the center O is this much. So first we need to calculate this much. So angle C, if we denote this angle C by X and this angle by theta, then since the angle at center theta is twice of the angle at the circumference. So at circumference X, so twice of X, and angle at theta here we have denoted by theta center, means the angle at the center. Now this theta can be calculated by adding this 45 and 55. So this is 45 plus 55 is equals to twice of X. So it becomes how much? 100 is equals to twice of X. So what is the value of X? 100 by 2. So it is your 50 degree. So therefore X is equals to 50 degree. This way the questions are framed and you have to find the answer. We have asked such question in your test, but most of you have committed lot many mistakes. Okay, it was this about the circle. In this circle we have some other property, like if we consider a circle, then for this circle, if we are joining this to O, then draw the perpendicular from the O on AB as M. Then it is found that means draw OM perpendicular on AB, then this OM will divide AB into two halves. AM is equals to MB. Or even if we are joining the midpoint of AB, M is midpoint of A and B. So even if we are joining the midpoint of AB with the center O by the line, then that will be perpendicular. So angle will be 90 degrees. It is one thing. Now there is a relation, means if this entire one, if we are considering this as the chord length as, it is denoted by A, or half of this chord length is like this one, or let us denote this AM by the small a and MB by also a small a. So what will be the chord length? AB, twice of A. Okay, student? So be careful. So the chord length AB is twice of A. Now AO is the radius. So what is the distance OM? So there is a relation that R is acting as the hypotenuse. So R square is equals to Y square plus A square. This relation is applicable. And most of you done this question correctly as I have taught recently. Okay. So this is the way of calculating the distance of this chord. Y is called as the distance of chord. 2A is length of chord. It is this one. The other thing that we have learned, that equal chord makes equal angle at their center. So if you join this, whatever this angle will be formed, if this chord is equal, means if this chord are equal, then the angle theta 1 and the theta 2 will also be equal. Okay, these were the properties. So considering this, the various property related to this circle we had already learned. A student, we had also learned, if we join this point intersecting the intersection of two circle and their center, then this is also 90 degrees. And the rule is applicable for each of this triangle. We can apply it. And such a question we had done. And you people have also done it correctly. Okay, student? Excluding some of you have not understand and they were trying to remember the method or the hint given in book. No, student, what I have discussed in your regular class, they are very much conceptual. Go through that method. This will be helpful throughout your life. So do not mug up just the things. So these are all related to our circle. Now let us go for the next one. Just we are for another 5 to 10 minutes. We are able to finish this chapter. Other are very small chapter. So circle I had explained. Now come to the Herons construction. No need. The step you are already knowing. Now let us come for the Herons formula and the surface and volume. I will take another 15 minutes to finish these two topic. Student, let us first go with the Herons formula. What is this Herons formula? We have already learned that if the three sides of a triangle are given, the side length of triangle are given, consider ABC. The side length, let us consider the side in front of angle A, the side length as A, the side length AC as a small b, and side length AB as a small c. Got it? So from this, knowing the three sides, the perimeter is calculated by adding A plus B plus
A
C
plus B plus C divided by 2.
by 2. This is called as semi-perimeter. Semi-perimeter. What is this perimeter? The perimeter itself is A plus B plus C only. So semi-perimeter is nothing but perimeter by 2. Okay. Then the area bounded by this much area, how much area it is going to bound, this can be calculated by the formula under root of s minus small a, s minus small b, s minus small c. It is this thing. So very first thing that we need to keep in mind is this. But this conventional formula that we are already knowing, if we have the ABC, in place of the three sides, if this perpendicular length, let us call this perpendicular length as height h, and BC, this length as b, then area can be calculated by half base into height. So this is applicable only if one of the side length and the perpendicular from the other vertex over that side is known, their length is known, then it is applicable. The third one that we had learned, if the triangle is our equilateral triangle, means ABC is equilateral. When it is equilateral, AB is equals to BC is equals to CA, and each of the side length is equal, denote it by A. Also, each of the angle will be equal, and that each of the angle by angle sum property, 3x will be 180. So x or each of the angle will be 60 degree. It is this one. So in this case, the area is calculated by root 3 divided by 4 and any of the side length is square. It is this. So whether you calculate the area by any of the method, you will get the same result. So this was all about. The next fourth thing, if we are given with the quadrilateral ABCD, then if we are knowing any of the diagonal divide it into two triangle, need not be equal area, then area of quadrilateral ABCD is equals to area of triangle 1 plus area of triangle 2. Okay, so this is the relation. Many a time the important thing that comes during this calculation is that if you are given with a right angle, say if this is 90 degree and this length is A, this length is B, then this length is C. So if C is at or in front of 90 degree, then only C square is equals to A square plus B square. So this act as the hypotenuse. But this is applicable for triangle as a right angle triangle. So if this 90 degree is not given, then this formula is not applicable. Okay, but if it is given, then we need to apply this for calculating the third side. Then you can apply the Herons formula or other formula whichever required. So this is for the right triangle only. So right angle triangle we can apply. So this was all about our Herons formula, and we have done already so many kind of questions based on this Herons formula. Now let us come to the last chapter, surface area and volume. A student, here we have different kind of three-dimensional object. The very first one was our, what was that? We had started with cube or cuboid, where length, breadth and height were given to us. So consider this one side as length, another side as breadth, and this is perpendicular to it. So in this case, we have the two kind of area. One is called as the lateral surface area or curved surface area. That is obtained by taking H, L, then H and B with the twice. So it will be only this much area. The other one will be this much area. The two area will be left. The other will be this much area. The other will be the other. So let us mark it by this one. The other will be this much area. In this case, the opposite area are equal. Here we are getting the two, one as the base and another as their top. These two areas are not considered. One is this area, another is this rectangle. So total 6 rectangles are there. So these two rectangular area are not considered here. So it is obtained by taking the H and L. So H can even be taken out. And it is obtained by twice of H, L plus B. But TSA, it is, how is the formula? Only two can be taken. L into B plus L into H plus B into H. So in pairwise we need to take it. And volume as LBH. That's all. The second one, here in this case, the diagonal D can be calculated by under root of L square plus B square plus H square. This is the other relation. Now let us take the other called as cube. In this cube, what is the difference between cube and cuboid? All the side length become equal. So when all the side length become equal, all this side length can be denoted by A and A only. So in this case, substituting L is equals to B is equals to H is equals to A, the LSA is obtained by 4A square and TSA is obtained by 6A square and volume V as A cube. The diagonal D A root of 3, because substituting in this we can get the length of diagonal. The next one was our cylinder. So cylinder is this circular disc. Students, are you there listening, or you people have tired? Just keep patience for another 10 or 20 minutes. We are able to finish it. So it have this radius, the two circular area with the same radius, and the distance between their center called as height. So CSA is obtained by the formula taking the circular boundary length only and multiplying it by H. So 2 pi R into H. But the TSA in this 2 pi RH, we need to add 2 pi R square, because one is for this base, another one is for this top. That's why this 2 times we have taken. The 2 pi R can be taken, so it is H plus R. Okay, and volume is calculated by pi R square into H. It was this one regarding the cylinder. Now let us come for the This was our third one. Now let us come for the cone. Cone. What is this cone? Cone is nothing but we have one circular base and on the other in the middle of that it is joined. So rather than cylinder, what is here? It is not the cylinder, but at the center of the other base or other plane of the cylinder or circular face of the cylinder, the point is joined. So it is the cone. In this case of cone, we have the three kind of thing. The two same as for the cylinder, but the third one is the salient height. So consider this to this one. This is our radius, this is height h, and this L is called as salient length. And L is obtained by the formula under root of R square plus H square because it is forming a right angle triangle. Okay, student? So this much. In this case, what is our CSA? How it is obtained? Yes, can anyone tell me? Pi R into H. Correct? No, pi R L. And how will be the TSA, total surface area? In this pi R L, we need to add pi R square. So pi R can be taken out, L plus R. And volume is very interesting, just 1/3 of the volume of the corresponding cylinder. So pi R square H. Okay. So these are the formula that we need to keep in mind. Then after this cone, we have two more. One is our sphere. So three-dimensional ball. To avoid this, for representing the circle, we are drawing another elliptical circle at this point. Okay. So here this is also R, or whether you are taking this one, all are the R. So this is the complete sphere we are taking. So in this case, there is no any top or base. So in this case, CSA is same as TSA.
4 pi r.
Very good. It is 4 pi R square. And volume is also very simple. It is 4/3 pi R cube. The sixth one is called as hemisphere. Hemisphere. In this hemisphere, we have just the sphere is divided into two equal part, or you may take like this one. The middle one is there, like this one. So each of these representing half of the sphere. So it will represent our radius. Even this will also represent our radius. Okay. So in this case, we are getting the CSA is the half of the sphere, means 2 pi R square only. But for TSA, one more pi square will R, because of this base will get added. So it becomes 3 pi R square. And volume, half of the entire sphere, 1/2 into 4/3 pi R square, it will turn into 2/3 pi R cube. Okay. Whatever here, pi R cube, the same pi R cube. Rather than 4/3, it will be 2/3. Okay. So this was all about our sphere. So student, this way I had revised all the relevant topics for your examination in these two classes. So tomorrow I will solve all your doubts, whatever you have posted.